whatever happens in Iran at this point could easily be teed up for a false flag. Just somebody in a building shoots into a crowd, and there's Trump and Netanyahu, and we've got the aircraft carriers, strike groups going in.
Al Arabia writes, already the regime has made numerous threats should its nuclear facilities come under attack from either Israel or the West. Compiled from information leaked from an Iranian military source pointed to how Iran had put together a secret plan to retaliate after such an attack, which was codenamed Qiyamah, or Judgment Day. The IRGC would immediately respond through missile attacks on the U.S. coalition's Arab and Muslim allies in the Gulf region, hitting military bases occupied by the U.S. coalition, as well as a series of suicide operations targeting U.S. and British interests in the area. But hasn't this playbook been in motion all along? And who would ultimately benefit from a war with Iran? Iran's crude oil and central bank are holdouts when it comes to globalism's grip, and they would be instrumental in starting World War III, which would fatten the New World Order's pocket and put an end to the global populism threatening New World Order domination.
Bibi has repeatedly been under indictment, issues of corruptions, issues of dysfunction. Even Mossad head leaders in the past 5 Mossad leaders say this is not the way to approach the Middle East or Iran or the Palestinians. And Bibi has ignored all that. And basically, he's kowtowed to Trump, and he has tried to manipulate his way into Trump's good graces so that we would, in some way, end up fighting their war.
Iran is like 5 times bigger than Iraq and 10 times bigger than South Vietnam. The Houthis, with drones and truck-launched small missiles, were able to drive our Navy out of the Red Sea. They drove us out of the Red Sea because the modern math doesn't work for our type of warfare. They'd fire a $100,000 missile or a couple of them at a ship, and we would have to spend $5 or $10 million worth of extremely high-tech surface defense missiles to try to stop these $100,000 drones. And our destroyers don't carry an unlimited number of these. A couple dozen and they're out. They have to leave the area, return to a port that's not nearby because they can't be launched at sea. They can or reloaded at sea. They can only be reloaded dockside. So the math just doesn't work for American power projection the way that it used to. So if we get sucked into quote unquote rescuing Iranians, what does that mean? We're gonna drop Delta Force and SEALs into Tehran because we think that some people have been mistreated.
We know there's a big political, changes happening. What is all this massive movement really about?
I do agree with exerting our influence in our hemisphere because the unipolar moment that began in the 90s with the fall of the Soviet Union, the end of the Cold War.
Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev has been removed from power, and there are tanks now in the streets of Moscow. Vice President Gennady Yanayev says he has taken over as acting president, as the head of state of a special state committee. You're watching live pictures from Moscow this morning.
The unipolar moment is done. It's going to be a tripolar world, Russia, China, America. If you just look at the military, the 3 most powerful military nations, or it's the U.S. and the West financial system versus the BRICS, which has China, Russia, Brazil, India, South Africa. Either way, America is no longer the 1,000-pound gorilla that can just walk around the country smacking little monkeys around. That day is over. We couldn't even stop the Houthis from firing missiles in the Red Sea. So that's a key choke point. The Red Sea cuts off going all the way around Africa.
Ladies and gentlemen, InfoWars has been under unprecedented attack for really 15 years, intensifying when Obama.
We're here. I haven't figured that one out yet, so we're working on it. Welcome to the show. It's Friday, January 30th, 2026, and thank you for being here. Friday Night Live. We got a hell of a broadcast for you if you don't know. A lot going on. Finally, there's some
Action.
real action. Like,
Mhm.
When I say action, I mean like real, like there is blood, there is like some pumping blood in the administration, as where I'm thinking for like the last few months, if I'm being honest, the last few months, I'm like, what have they done? Have they just completely sold us out and there's nothing left? And to see the action that's happening, it really is something, because if you've been around here for any length of time, we've lost a couple different channels talking about stolen elections and other things. But the stolen election was one of the big ones in 2021, 2, 3, all that, because we've seen it. We've seen the spikes in the middle of the night. We've seen all that stuff, and we've seen what they're calling the F. They call it the F grid or whatever, because it was just like Trump was winning, and then all of a sudden, wham, And so we've seen it. We know we've seen how they shut everybody up. Don't talk about it. Um, you know, People lost their YouTube channels and Instagram and all that stuff, and their X accounts, everything, Twitter at the time. We all lost everything back then because of the stolen election and the fraud and the stolen election and the COVID bullshit. So now things are different and things are starting to turn around, and they're finding the fraud that we knew all along that was there, but it's finally being exposed like other people that we've been talking to for years about it are finally going,
Yeah. The
oh,
normies. We're reaching the normies.
so
now.
think about it. All the different things. Let's think of a few things that happened because of them saying that the election wasn't stolen.
Huh.
I mean, there's lots of things, but J6.
Oh, yeah.
So you're telling me that it wasn't just Trump trying to steal the election from the Democrats when that whole Joe Biden thing happened, but it was really they were really there to protest for a stolen election because they seen it happen in the middle of the night right in front of their face. And of course the Democrats didn't see it because they couldn't see it. But we could see it, but they couldn't. I don't know how that works, but it works that way, right? Because when you listen to these liberals, it's not like they're just saying stuff to say it.
Full-heartedly
They fucking believe it.
Yeah.
They do. They believe it, man.
Yeah. They'll die on that hill.
Yeah, they do, and they will. And so I was thinking about that today. I was like, yeah, so finally this is happening, and like Tina Peters is in prison because she did her job, and all those attorneys. So you know what happened? I don't know. A lot of people don't know this because it was kind of brushed under the rug. When there was, I think, 18 or 19 attorneys that were working with Trump in Georgia, they were all indicted for fraud, right? Or for this
RICO. They did the
RICO voters fraud.
Yep.
And what they did, because you notice it just kind of went away.
Yeah.
What they did is they told them, hey, if you don't say nothing about Dominion voting systems ever again, or Smartmatic or whichever one, this will just go away. You'll never hear about it again. But you can't talk about it.
Yeah.
If you talk about it, then it's blackmail.
Yeah.
And so now, full circle, some people didn't go for that. Like Lindell did not go for that. He's like, no. They tried to do it to him last week. There's a big breaking story a couple days ago about how they came to him and they said that if he would just not talk about the voting machines anymore, that they would drop the lawsuit and the court case that they have against him, because they're trying to bury him. They're trying to bury him just like they did Alex Jones.
Yep.
And he was like, no, we will not be doing that. And he's running for governor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's running for governor. So I mean, it's if you can fix the machines, anybody could run for office, but
they need to be paper, man.
Yeah, for sure.
One day,
yeah.
I don't know when this 40-day voting period started.
Yeah.
It just needs to go back to one day, paper ballots.
You see what happened in our last election in California? We were winning. It was like deja vu. They were like, "Oh, we're still counting in California. We're still
Yeah.
counting on. We lost
Yeah.
like probably 10 House seats because they just kept counting
Kept
until they had
counting.
enough." You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They need to
So
put a deadline on that.
yeah,
Hey, if you don't win that day, it's called voting day,
yeah.
not voting month, half a year, you know, decade, whatever they're gonna do. And that's how they win, man. They're
Yeah.
just cheating
So we're gonna
bastards.
get into that tonight. The reason why I played that particular start the show off with that particular um, report is because Trump threatening Iran, and Trump's just threatening to bomb Iran again. And smart military people, not in the administration, are saying, "Hey, man, this is not a good move." I mean, the whole thing, none of it works.
Well, we're doing it for Israel.
Yeah.
I'm not
Do I have my Israel flag up? Can we get away with saying that? I think I have to have an
Yeah,
Israel
what
flag
the
up in order for us to
whatever
talk
their
about
secret
it. Yeah.
Assad or whatever the
Yeah,
hell
Mossad, yeah.
Mossad, I'm sorry.
It,
And
yeah.
yeah, no, it's crazy, man. We're not there. We're not there. Go get them, guys.
We
You
are.
know? Well, we have been.
We have
Absolutely.
been. We have been.
And that's what they're doing. That's why he
it's
keeps on tugging at Trump. He's
very
like, hey,
interesting
yeah, just me out.
because I don't know why.
I mean, either.
It doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense to me because, and you know what? Should probably pull it. I didn't pull it. I should pull it just because it's relevant for what's going on today. I don't have the clip right now. I could probably pull it pretty quick. I have it in my email. Where matter of fact, we should pull it.
Yeah. Give them what the people want. The info. Yeah, I don't know why.
MTG came out and said that what happened to the Trump administration is supposed to be America first and it's Israel first.
Yeah, well,
She
there's
came
a
out and said that.
lot of people
Look,
that are saying Israel first. Lindsey
hold-
Graham.
Yeah, hold on
and-
a second. Let's pull this out here. I'm going to pull this.
Sad. Because they're getting way off course. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, it's a bigger file, so it's going to be. I tried to do this last week. When I move it to the big screen, it
Cut it off.
It grows.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's it's only 3 minutes, but we'll just go ahead and just because of what we're talking about, I think it's relevant.
Yeah.
Second. Hold on, chick. Now I didn't download this, so it's just ran straight from it's just a feed from X, but so she's like, "Hey, when Trump was running for office, I'm all for it. I was his biggest fan." And she was.
She
And now
was.
she's like, "Fuck you. You're Israel first, and we're America first, and it's only America first." She's leaving Congress this year. I mean, I don't know if she's left.
She's
yet.
out. Yeah, she's
Is she already gone?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was
It's horrible.
the beginning of this month.
Yeah, it's horrible.
January 5th was the last day.
It's horrible.
I mean, I don't like how she's running to the other side, though.
Is she?
Oh, dude, she's on every show. She's been on The View like 2 or
Really?
3 times. Oh, yeah, dude. Singing like a bird.
You know why?
Yeah, because she's not relevant anymore.
No.
Angry.
No, because
What?
she knows that if she runs to their side, they won't come after her.
Yeah, well. So she's a Benedict
Think of-
Arnold.
Yeah, so think about that.
Yeah.
If you are a Trump MAGA,
Oh yeah, they're
you're gone.
they're coming.
You're
They're
gone.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
on.
they said it. I don't know who said it, but they're
They've
like,
all said it.
yeah.
They've all
Once
said
the
it.
tides turn, we're coming after you. I was like,
Coming to get you all of you.
Yeah. Like last week, we saw that lady who was it was last week. Lady not said, oh, we'll be knocking on the doors to find out who voted for Trump. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Come knock.
Yeah.
I got fishing rods and lures. Hey, that ain't gonna go very well for you. Hope you knock nicely.
I love it. Start this here.
Like, who's this lady? Who's this Kim? I don't
Kim
even.
Iverson.
I've never.
She's right. I mean, on some levels. I mean,
Some levels,
there
I'll
are-
say
yeah,
I'll bite some levels. Yeah.
on some levels, not everything, but
Yeah.
he is doing a lot of stuff. But I agree. I mean, we
Mhm.
should be. I mean, I get the look of it to send the military into Minnesota. I get that. I get that
Mhm.
what that looks like. Doesn't matter what it is because the Democrats are out for blood constantly,
Yeah.
and all they want to do is take Trump down at any cost for anything. I mean, they're going to take him anyway. Like as
Exactly.
soon as he gets, as soon as they get one vote over, it's on. They're going to
Oh, yeah.
start impeachments. They're going to start arresting people. They're going to do every. They've already shown us what they're willing to do for something
They're
that
dirty,
was
man.
fake.
Yeah,
And
they're
so
really
if they
really
can
dirty,
turn
corrupt.
Minnesota into,
And it
something.
was it. I know it's not a coincidence. It has to do with all the fraud, and that's why they're fanning the flames of this.
Oh yeah, for sure.
because they don't want the fingers to get pointed at the governor and the representative.
Oh yeah.
And
For,
all
in
that.
Minnesota.
I mean?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's just
that
I
goes
hear
without saying.
the left. Oh, it's like
Oh,
it just happened to be that it
I
happened
should
the same
check this
time.
out. Keep going.
It's just
Keep going.
like, I mean, come
I
on.
forgot to check this out.
Yeah, it's crazy. When I saw her on The View, I knew that was what she was doing. She was doing the I don't want to be in trouble. I want to disassociate with all of. I mean, she voted conservative. I have nothing against her voting.
Right.
She was one of the most conservative.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
But when you turn coat and you start, I'm not one of those people who want to share the views of the left.
Trump administration?
No, the Trump, absolutely. But the other side,
Oh,
the
you're
left,
saying
going over there and trying to talk to him.
But is she going over there to pick up their views, or is she just going over there to save her business?
Personally, I think she's got sour grapes. She had another idea what she wanted. She wanted to be a senator. And Trump was like, I can't back you with that. You're not going nowhere, because he's playing those games. He's playing politics. That's why after she got the word that she's not going to have his backing as a senator.
Oh, is that what happened?
Oh, yeah.
I missed that.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yes. Now it's sour grapes.
Yeah.
I'm just going to go over here and I'm going to tell him what this is going on. Now, I believe what she said.
Yeah.
I don't want to fight Israel's wars.
I don't either.
I could give a shit. I don't care about Israel. I'm not anti-Semite or what all that shit is. I just want to focus on the problems we got going on right now. Right now, Minnesota is our focus, and it should be because it's the only place that's popping off.
Yeah. Well,
as of right now.
Yeah.
Wait till it gets warmer.
Well, hold on. It's popping off right down the street.
Yeah.
Do you know that?
Where?
Did you see what happened today?
Oh
my fuck. I was gonna wait until we got there, but we're gonna do the voting thing first. But I'll just tell you this: my son, I was going to pick my 7-year-old up from school today.
Okay.
I was talking to you, and then I had to go get the kids. Right?
Yeah.
That's a fun opportunity in the afternoon with all the school traffic. But I go to pick him up, and the kids at all the high schools are protesting.
About what?
ICE.
What about that they're doing a terrific job?
Abolish the Constitution. ICE out and all that stuff. And I was like, bro, to my son. He's like, dude, I had to get the fuck out of there. That's what he said. He goes, I went to class. I was not participating in that. The teachers said you can sign out and go protest for the day. All over. When I was coming back up Greenback, they were on the corner of Sunrise and Greenback with signs, kids. And I'm like, did you see the kid get run over?
Was he having one of them signs?
Yeah, jumped in front of a car.
Hey, there you go.
Got ran over.
Hey,
it's a plan. That's the plan, dude. It's on.
I've been out of the loop today.
Yeah,
it's been all about work and getting back into the grind, but
yeah.
I mean, come on, man.
Yeah. So that's what their plan is.
Oh yeah.
By the way, their plan is exactly that. Their plan is to stir it up until one of these kids get killed, and then we really have something fun going on. Because then, now it's because I don't know if you know this or not, but they came out. I have a video on it. They came out, when was it? A couple days ago, talking about kids to high school kids to protest, and then next thing you know, they're protesting. I mean, it happened like that too.
Well, that's why a couple years ago they were talking about letting 16-year-olds vote.
You
know what? Back in the day, I was all about liberalism before I had responsibilities, and that's the truth.
Yeah,
a conservative is just someone who realized,
and they know that.
Yeah. And that's why they're trying to get them young.
And they know that. That's why they're in these schools. that there's I'm
That's
going to the
crazy, dude.
school and there's these teachers' cars got ice out on their back window. Like, do you even know what that means? These people are crazy. Anyway, let's not get too far
Yeah.
off in the weeds
I
right
didn't
now.
mean to-
Let's
Didn't
we're
mean
gonna-
to go haywire, but yeah.
no, because we're gonna set this up a little bit. So in 1 minute or in 30 seconds, I think it is, we're gonna explain women liberalism, and like I think it's in like a minute 25.
All right.
Okay, we're gonna explain wackoism.
Wackoism.
Yeah. I'm looking at something real quick.
Yeah. That's got me heated, man.
Oh,
Kids.
you wait. We got like 25 clips. So yeah, well, and we're just getting started. We're already almost half hour in, so let's get to it. Hold on.
Yep.
Stand by.
Don't come on my page and say that people should be in this country legally. Don't do it.
No! Shame! Shame!
He shot her because she was queer.
Are we f***ing great yet? Are we a great country? Is this one? It's f***ing great.
A lot of people are wondering right now how in the world a person's brain ends up like this, because this is not how healthy, happy people act. Let me explain. Liberal women are what happens when the natural female instinct to nurture and defend and care for gets misdirected away from families and children and misapplied to whatever the liberal cause of the week is. See, women have an innate instinct to support and emotionally connect to vulnerable people. We are designed to be mama bears. And in the absence of a stable and healthy home and family, a woman will find a place to put all of that. The natural instinct to sacrifice yourself for your children gets misapplied in all the wrong directions. You want to know why so many liberal women are out there playing hero for criminal aliens and gender-confused perverts and cultures that hate them? It's because they believe they have identified groups of people who need them when no one else does. We destroyed the family, and we handed a generation of women a bunch of feminist lies and progressive slop in its place. And this is the natural result.
Wow. Isn't
Straight
that
up.
on point?
Hey, if you ask my wife right now about this thing that's going on, now she knows 1%. I mean, she's not, she sees what comes across her puppy dog feed. You know what I mean? Because she don't. Because
my wife's the same way. She don't want to
know. You whatever you watch, and
Yeah.
so she watches, cooking show,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
And
Happy
every
stuff.
now and she's the one that told me about the kids out there, and I'm like, huh? I go, no, I missed that. She goes, yeah, the kids are out there protesting today, and sure as shit, 10 minutes later. And anyway, if you ask her about this topic, the liberalism, feminism that's turned into liberalism with hooks in your nose and different multicolored hair. It's all this weird what we used to call when we were kids, new age.
Yeah.
It was new age.
Yeah.
And it was like a fad.
Yeah.
Black, all black, over mascara, whatever. Goth, different things like that. Now it's turned into this. Since politics, because politics is now mainstream.
Well, yeah,
and
politics is right next to
before.
culture.
Yeah, and before what?
Yeah.
And now, if you ask her, she'll be like, they're just finding their voice or something, right? But that was like 2 years ago. Now she's like, what in the hell?
They lost their mind.
Because we have somebody not in our family, but I've talked about him a couple times on the show. She went from a girl when she was younger, 10, 12, to a him, her, he, she, whatever.
They?
Whatever. He had them, they, whatever. To goth something or another, to a furry, just been through the whole alphabet of all these things that are going on. And then today my wife goes, so-and-so, leaving names out of it, and so-and-so was taking video and pictures of her out there with her daughter protesting today. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? She's like, these people are gone. So she went all full circle because she was a teacher. I mean,
Oh yeah,
my
dude.
wife was
Some
a
of the,
teacher, so
yeah,
she was like,
no.
"I got to get the hell out of here."
Well, that's why my wife, you know, took my daughter and homeschools now
Yeah, that's
because of this. And I thank God every day
yeah.
because it's criminal to be putting this shit on children,
Yeah,
man.
it is.
It is. I don't care what you say. There, it is. It's you
Yeah.
shouldn't. Absolutely
So
leave it out.
let's keep going here.
Yeah.
Let's keep going here. I'm gonna do I don't know, we'll probably do Gutfeld by himself because it's a pretty good topic and we can come back on the other side and chat about it.
Yeah.
Nothing you said matters. Every single
Welcome
thing,
back, Greg.
No, everything you said does not
Just get back
matter.
to vacation.
Because, no,
Millions of
it doesn't. Because everything you mentioned are the consequences of the.
what
Oh, you
we
can
did.
go ahead and scoff. How did we get here? Pull back. How did we get here? An open border that let millions in, and you guys didn't give two
Alex
F's
Creddy
about. Okay,
snuck right
all
through
right,
that border.
All right. We had dozens of deaths where you didn't say shit. Jocelyn Nungary, Laken Riley, Rachel Morin, Molly Tibbetts.
National TV, bro.
I'm going to just do it because this is just, I can't believe that we're still talking about this stuff. Here's 3 pages of women who have been murdered by illegal aliens in the last 7 or 8 years. The 7 or 8 years that we have been here talking about this and mocked over it. When we showed the embassy, showed the border being overrun and people laughed at us. And now you're here. It's like you're the maid trying to clean up a mess and somebody there is staring at you going, oh, you got to clean it up better. No, you made the mess. This is the Democrat Party's mess that we are trying to clean up. And you're saying, wow, these ICE agents are using terrible language. We don't care. I'm bored by this. I'm absolutely bored by this. I'm bored by the Nazi stuff. I'm bored by the concerned people in the media. They were not concerned when innocent women were raped and murdered. They didn't care about the 50 who died when they were incarcerated under Obama. They didn't care about the 27 or 30 that were shot under Obama. But now they care now. You deserve no attention on this. You deserve no credibility on this. It's actually comical because here's my feeling. It seems like you're ready for another one. You had good, that went for a couple of weeks. You had this guy, went for a week or so. You're going to need a third one. This is what this is about, because this is what creates the motivation for this drama that could have been prevented if you guys just listened to the sensible people. Why is it that the cities that aren't sanctuary aren't having any violence? Why is it that the rate of violence in what's the name of the city? Minneapolis is 5 to 7 times higher than cities that are 3 or 4 times larger? Why is that? You guys are always feigning this performative ignorance since you don't understand things. You never explain your own ignorance. Why is there so much violence in Minneapolis and not in Texas? Well, see, there are different people. There are people who, when they hear an awful crime, when Molly Tibbetts is murdered, they think of their wife, they think of their kids, they think of their sister, they think of their mother. What do Democrats think about? There's a step before they even think about their family. They think, how does it affect my public persona? How does it affect my potential politically? How do I deal with this so that I get instant gratification and empathy? We don't think like that. We don't care. You can call me a monster that's saying all these people are getting deported. I don't care. I don't care about any of this performance anymore, Jessica. It's done. And you know what? Neither does Trump. People are voted for the law. They want the law. If you want to cry about murderers and rapists, do it on your own time.
Oof. That's it. And I love the passion, man. I love the passion. That's good. Because she's one of those sick people that is all that, flowers. It's not flowery.
No.
They said the minimum, they were saying 15 million, right? They're saying
way more. It's like
50.
40. Yeah. It's way up there. It's way up there.
It's not.
Listen, we showed the picture. I should have kept it up just so we can pull it. St. Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Remember?
Yeah.
See, if as far as you can see, how many of those people do you think live there? How many of those people do you think are illegal? How many of those people? I mean, I'm sure that maybe not. There's possibility that the illegals are not out on the street protesting.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
why?
I have a gentleman I work with, right? He did almost 10 years to be a citizen.
Yep.
He paid close to 10 grand
Yep.
to become a citizen. And then you have these fucks who cross the border and get in, and they're not doing. I am all about immigration,
Yeah.
but do it legally, because you're cutting in front of people, good people,
Yeah.
and you're letting the slime, you know what I mean? And what Trump said, they dumped every prison, every mental institution. They did not give us their best.
No.
They wanted to clean their countries up.
They did.
They did.
They did.
The crimes everywhere went
Venezuela.
down, and everything went up
Yeah.
here. It's just, it blows me away, man. When and that chick, she just, her voice is like scratching on a chalkboard to me. She just hits a nerve, and just like you said, that clutch my pearls. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. No, you caused this. You can cause this mess.
Yeah, it's horrible. It is. So we got more. Just getting warmed up.
All right.
We're just getting warmed
Let's
up.
do it.
Yeah, we're just getting warmed up now, because when you hold on a second. Pull this up here. Why is George Soros allowed to do this? So when you pull the curtain back,
You see the wizard.
Yeah, it's George Soros.
Oh, it is.
And
Well,
it's-
not. It is him. It's his money.
It's his money.
His
It's
son
all
now.
his different. It's all
It's his
his
son now.
different NGOs
Yes.
and
Yes.
nonprofits
Yep.
and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And did you know that he was a top CIA head?
I didn't know that.
I did not either.
Wow.
Stand by.
I think I found the real reason George Soros is still allowed to operate freely inside the United States while he's been kicked out or heavily restricted in Russia, Hungary, Turkey, Pakistan, Poland, the Philippines, and a half dozen other countries. The answer is simple, and it's hiding in plain sight. George Soros has probably been one of the CIA's most valuable private assets for over 40 years. He's the civilian deniable billion-dollar funding arm of American regime change operations worldwide. That's why no attorney general, no Congress, and no president has ever seriously moved to shut him down here. He's not just allowed in America, he's protected. This is why both George and Alex are so arrogant. If you've seen my video on color revolutions, you already know the script. Soros bankrolled this prototype in Serbia in 2000, refined it in Georgia in 2003, Ukraine in 2004, and the Arab Spring in 2011. The same USAID, NED, and Open Society Foundation's logos appear in every single one. The Arab Spring was the trial run for Europe's migrant crisis. In 2011, the CIA and Soros turned that playbook on Libya and Syria. Gaddafi warned the West in March of 2011 that if you take him out, millions would flood Europe from Africa. 8 months later, he was dead, and Libya was chaos, and the migrant waves began exactly as he had predicted. By 2015-2016, battle-hardened jihadists and economic migrants were streaming across the Mediterranean with iPhones, prepaid cards, and Twitter guides written in Arabic, the same social media mobilization tactics used in Kyiv and Tahrir Square. Wayne Madsen called it straight in 2015. This was a deliberate Soros CIA social engineering operation to fracture Europe from within. Same playbook, new target. And now we have America, 2020 to present. Remember the 2020 summer riots? Soros Open Societies Foundations gave at least $33 million to the groups that organized and sustained them. How about the Southern Border Caravans? Soros-backed NGOs provided the lawyers, the maps, and the logistics. How about defund the police and DAs in every major city? Soros money elected them. They're running the color revolution playbook on us now. Only this time, the target isn't Belgrade or Damascus, it's you. And this is why JFK was right. After the Bay of Pigs betrayal, President Kennedy reportedly told aides he wanted to splinter the CIA into 1,000 pieces and scatter it into the winds. He never got the chance. 62 years later, we're living in the world the CIA built. One where a Hungarian-born billionaire who collapsed the Bank of England can pour unlimited dark money into American elections and street movements, and nobody in power dares touch him. Because he's not a liability, he's their most successful off-the-books contractor. The only question left? If Hungary, a country of 9 million people, can pass Stop Soros laws and kick his operations out, why can't we? Maybe it's time we finish what JFK started.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yeah. So that is, I mean, she's spot on. I mean, and all
Absolutely.
her stuff has been everything that she's puts out is, pretty spot on. I mean,
That's
I wish I had the brain capacity to remember that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because I just don't. You know what I mean? Anymore. I'm a little bit older. So, but yeah. So
But like I said, now it's in the hands of Alex, the son.
yeah,
And
and
he's
wor-
even worse.
Yeah, he's even worse. Yeah, and so when you hear that and you see what's going on, and you go, huh, and then that's when the black pillars are like they're all working the same. It's like what George Carlin says. It's a big club and you ain't in it, right? And so what do you do when when the people that supposedly represent you don't represent you? What do you do?
Yeah.
Right? And that's why all these black pillars are all freaking out and talking about, when you take up arms and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, they have never
Yeah.
been in a war.
Yeah,
They
that's
don't
what
even
I
know
was
what
gonna
that.
say. I have
Yeah,
friends and
yeah,
family, and that's the last
yeah.
resort.
That's not a thing that
That's
should
why
be.
we're doing this, the information war.
Yeah.
We got to win the information
Yeah.
war.
And
It's absolutely a necessity.
Right. And so when you think about that whole thing and you have all this infighting because it's everywhere
Oh yeah.
on social media. It's there, this person's right, that person's wrong. It's constant. It's just nonstop. Like everybody's at each other's throat. That's the reason why the Republicans are so weak, or the conservatives, or whatever you want to call the label of the the God fearing party, right? And one of the things that I often wonder is that part of this color revolution, part of this Podesta plan to legitimately get everybody on in each other's DMs or whatever
What we
at
had
each
said,
other's
you
throat.
need to split us in all these groups and everybody at each other's throat, and then you start picking off the groups. Boom. If we were to be united in this, you can't mess with that.
Yeah,
A
but
united force.
This is the problem. This is the problem. One person says one thing,
Yeah.
and then somebody else says that they're wrong and it's this way. And then the next person says that and they say, no, they're wrong. And then next thing you know, you have like a six person war going on within the party, and you can't get nothing done because it's like having siblings, and
It's
what's
like
for
being
dinner?
in elementary school. That's
Right.
how that mentality.
And so it's really frustrating because I think that we can do this. We really, because we're it's so strange. We are the population. Liberals are like a third.
Mhm.
When you take out the voting theft and all that stuff, it's like a third. There's 2/3 of them are the God fearing party. I mean, whether or not they're they believe in God or whatever. That's the because when you say right, I mean it's kind of it's like a stigmatism kind of thing when you say that. But when you say, you know, right, like not wrong, but right, then it's a little different. but it troubles me because I've only been doing this 5 years. Before that, I didn't give a shit until I seen what was going on, and then I felt responsible for it being the way it is because I should have a voice in it. Because we are an information war, right?
Absolutely.
So anyway, we have a bunch more of this. We have a lot more.
She was on point, man. That's I was gonna name off the countries. I didn't know them all, but I know Hungary. You couldn't have him there. Soros. He can't.
No, they kicked him out.
They kicked him out.
Yeah.
Everything.
Uh-huh.
He puts a foot in that country, he's arrested. That's why he doesn't go there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And same with Russia.
Yeah, he can't go to Russia. They'll kill him.
Yeah.
They'll kill him.
I just can't believe how old that guy is. He's old.
He's like 90 something.
He's like late 90s. He's yeah. It's like, what are you taking? What are you doing? I bet that's what money can buy. The best medical.
Well,
you know,
Genochrome. I don't know.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say it, but yeah,
I'll say it. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want to cover. We're gonna got a couple more on this. A few more on this subject. Let's just keep going.
The mass importation of foreign barbarians whose loyalty and votes can be purchased with taxpayer money is the central pillar of the communist revolution in every single Western society. They didn't mass import the foreigners into this country because they love some spicy curry. They massively imported these people because it means political power for the communist revolution. I warned you before, I'll warn you again. The propaganda campaign against the mass deportation of foreigners will actually exceed the largest propaganda campaign ever in human history. That would be the COVID hysteria. The propaganda against mass deportation will exceed it. What you are seeing in Minnesota is not this week's story, last week's story. It's not one of these things that's going to come and it's going to go. This is the story that will define the next 3 years of the Trump administration if they don't back off and continue. Why? Because it's everything to the communist revolution in the United States of America. You're looking at a professional communist guerrilla insurgency.
Mm-hmm.
We have in the United States of America hostile foreign city-states residing inside of our border. They are in open rebellion against the United States of America. It is the Democrat Party and people who vote Democrat, from the highest elected officials on down to the nutball communist street animals out there getting themselves killed. It is professional, it is organized, and they are after you.
Yeah.
Look at this above my head. This is the 2030 apportionment forecast, which will be based off the 2030 census. So this is predicting if states will increase in electoral votes, decrease in electoral votes, or stay the same. If you pay attention, every single state that's decreasing in electoral votes is blue. Essentially, every state that's green is either red or trending red. You can argue or debate about Georgia, but my overall point still stands. This is terrifying for Democrats, and I'll explain why. This is also likely why Joe Biden let in millions upon millions of illegal immigrants and why we've seen Democrats fighting us so hard to enforce our immigration laws and deport these illegal immigrants. So 3 things are converging at once right now. The first one is people are moving from blue states to red states. Yep. The only reason California has been seeing consistent population gains is due to international migration to California. Americans are moving out of California to red states. And again, why is this important? Because of apportionment. So let's take this a step back and let's just talk about off the jump when it comes to presidential elections. Electoral votes. Republicans start at an advantage when it comes to electoral votes, meaning there are more solid red states than there are solid blue states. So depending on how you look at it, Republicans start with around a 240 electoral vote baseline before the election even really begins. That's baked in. Democrats start with around a 200 to 210 electoral vote baseline. Republicans already have the advantage there, and that's essentially just off the rip. So let's think about this. I'm going to go back a little bit. First thing, Republicans already have a baked-in advantage when it comes to the Electoral College. They already start closer to 270 than Democrats do. Again, this is based off of solid red states versus solid blue states. Now, here's the second thing. Individuals are moving out of blue states and moving to red states, which then in 2030, from then on, for the next 10 years, it will increase red states' electoral vote baseline. So once 2030 starts, the advantage for Republicans will even be larger. Now, let's add the third thing, which is voter registration. Democrats are losing a ton of voters. Independents are gaining a ton of voters at Democrats' expense, and Republicans are gaining in voter registration. So now let's add those three things. Democrats have a lower baseline when it comes to electoral votes. The census shifts are going to lower their baseline even further when it gets to 2030. And they're having registration issues. They're losing voters. What is one way to offset this? Immigration. Remember, the census counts bodies, not citizens. So when Trump is deporting immigrants, this is harming Democrats because, again, they want to have a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country because it helps them protect the structure. They don't want to lose electoral votes. Well, if people are moving out of their states, what's the way they can increase their population? Import people. They don't want their baseline when it comes to electoral votes lowered. Again, import people. This is essentially one of the most effective ways they can fight back to stop the underlying structure from changing that would disadvantage them even further. This is why they're fighting us enforcing our immigration laws so aggressively, because it is existential for them in many ways. And this is why you see panic, moral absolutism, apocalyptic language like the world's coming to an end. It's also why you see total refusal to compromise. They hide all of this behind morality and compassion. But in reality, they're just trying to preserve their power. And having a bunch of illegal immigrants in this country is a way they can do that. It allows them to still somewhat be competitive. Because when you stack all these things up, it's kind of brutal. Think about it. Republicans already have an advantage when it comes to electoral votes. Democrats are losing citizens to red states, which is going to increase Republicans' advantage even further when it comes to electoral votes, apportionment, Congress, etc. On top of that, there are more people registering Republican than Democrat, so they're losing the voter registration battle at the moment. But one of the ways to offset this is to have a bunch of immigrants in their states. So again, Democrats are not just being compassionate out of the goodness of their heart for all these illegal immigrants. They're using emotion to manipulate people into helping them preserve a structure that keeps them somewhat in power. Or they want to stop the structure from eroding their power. Either way, again, it's not about compassion. It's not about being kind out of the goodness of their heart. It's about federal power. And I just sent out an article about this to my Substack subscribers probably like an hour ago, explaining this in more detail. So in the future, if you want emails like this into your inbox that really help inform and kind of give you a perspective on things that are happening, the link is in my profile. Go to my profile, click that link, drop your email in, hit subscribe, and you'll be good to go. If you do really want to see the article that I wrote, you can go to my Substack. Just download the app, go to Substack, type in my name, and it's the most recent article I wrote, and then you can read it. This is the article. When you click it, it'll look like this. You can pause to read if you want. But when you land on my profile, this is what it will look like. But yeah,
so
That's an educated man right
Yeah,
there.
he's very
Nothing
educated.
but facts. I love that.
Facts.
You can't fight facts.
No. And so we've been saying, as dumb people, we've been saying this is about vote. It's not about vote. It's about electoral college vote. It's about the numbers so that they have the electoral college, the bodies for the count, not the vote. Because, you get so many electoral.
Get representation. The more
college,
people you have, the more representation you get in the House of Representatives.
Right. And so when you take millions away that were just imported, we're going to call it importing, they start panicking. And the dumb people on the ground, the ones that are doing the protests that are getting paid
Useful idiots.
The useful idiots that are
The
getting paid
kids.
60
I wish I
bucks an
would have
hour.
seen that, dude. I wish I would have seen those kids.
Really?
Oh yeah. And I would have been kind. Yeah. Because to be nasty doesn't do anything. Yeah. But why do you think like this? What makes you think? Because like I said, I have a coworker who broke his ass.
Yeah.
And jumped through so many hoops.
Yeah.
Did the testing. I don't even know if I could have passed that test
Right.
to become a citizen.
Yeah, Constitution.
It's amazing.
Yeah, you have to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, and you should. This is the greatest place on the earth. I understand why people are breaking into it, but enough is enough.
Yeah. So when I think about this, and I was told my son, I go, you should have sent me some video. He's like, I didn't go out there, Dad. I'm like, well,
Smart man.
I probably shouldn't put
No.
underage.
He's a smart young man. Don't be around it.
I probably shouldn't put underage kids on camera. I might get in trouble. I don't know if I can get in trouble for that or not, but they're out there videotaping. It's probably all over the
Oh, I
internet.
bet
If
it
it's
is.
published, I can do it. But
Yeah.
if it's not published, I probably can't get away with it. So, I mean, but this weekend, just so you know,
Where?
here, all over.
Cool.
Yeah,
All
all
right.
over.
I'll find it.
Yeah.
I used to see
Let
it
me
all
know.
the time at Sunrise at Greenback,
Yeah.
right by the mall.
That's where the old mall used to be.
Mhm.
Where I think they're tearing that down, putting apartments.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I wanted to cover that. We're going to cover the color revolution before we're going to get into this voting stuff in a second, and it's just fucking great, man, and scary at the same time. So
Yeah.
let's cover my favorite chick again. We're going to cover her one more time. She did an updated version of her color revolution that we did 2 weeks ago. Very, very smart information. I do my best to get the information out instead of all the what's Bannon call it? What's he say? Something not noise. What's he say?
I don't. Yeah.
Bannon. What's he say?
I don't know.
Shit. No, I can't.
Look it up. What does Bannon
Political
say?
experts over and over refer to the fact that what we're witnessing is a color revolution. And they're right. And let me explain why. A color revolution is a communist globalist playbook to take over a country without tanks actually rolling down Main Street. It's how they flipped places like Serbia, Georgia, Ukraine, and they tried to flip a dozen others. The same exact playbook every single time. This is how they do it. 1, they demonize the leader of the people who they actually voted for. 2, they flood the country with chaos like riots, open borders, economic pain. 3, they weaponize the courts, the media, and big tech to finish him off. And 4, they install a puppet who sells the country out to China and the UN. And that's not theory, that's the manual. They opened it on us in the United States the day Donald Trump won in 2016. And here's how they ran it on us step by step. From 2016 to 2020, they gave us the Russia collusion hoax, FBI spying, 2 fake impeachments, Antifa burning cities while CNN called it fiery but mostly peaceful. And the goal was to make you hate the guy you voted for. In 2020, we had 2 a.m. ballot dumps, boarded up windows, 51 intel agents lying about Hunter's laptop, Zuckerberg dropping $400 million to help count votes in Democrat cities. And the goal there was to steal the election while calling you a conspiracy theorist for noticing. From 2021 to 2024, we had Joe Biden opening the border on day 1, 12 million plus illegals, military-age men from China and Venezuela and all over the world, free flights, free hotels, free EBT cards, all on your dime. Cities collapse, crime explodes, schools and hospitals break. The goal, to make Americans feel like strangers in their own country. Then from 2021 to 2025, 91 felony charges, Mar-a-Lago raided, gag orders, mug shots. They didn't want to just beat Trump. They wanted to break him and every future patriot who dares to run. Look at what they did to Charlie Kirk. That is a textbook color revolution. But on November 5th, 2024, the American people looked this Marxist coup dead in the eye and said, not today. 312 electoral votes, popular vote landslide, the biggest Hispanic and Black Republican turnout ever. We pulled off the greatest peaceful counter-revolution in world history. But the deep state isn't done. The same snakes who funded BLM riots, Ukraine coup, and Arab Spring still sit in the FBI, CIA, big tech, and the universities. They'll try again in 2026 or in 2028, but now you know the game. Every time you see another mostly peaceful riot, sudden experts all using the same scripted words, a new crisis 2 weeks before an election, you're watching the Color Revolution playbook live on American soil. Never forget what they tried to do to us. Back mass deportations. If we have no border, we have no country. Protect every America First fighter willing to swing the axe on the swamp. Teach your kids the truth. Communism didn't die in 1991. It just died to tear purple and moved to Washington. This is still the United States of America. We are still the home of the brave, and the brave do not bow to color revolutions. Recognize what is happening, stare it in the face, speak out against it, and then we finish taking our country back, one closed border, one drained swamp, and one restored republic at a time. We need to support our president in taking all necessary measures to do just that. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
so that is because it doesn't matter who's in office.
No.
We'd figured that out. It doesn't matter which dipshit is in there. Smart policies, great. All because when you look at policy, Trump's doing great.
Mhm.
When you look at the dysfunction, he's doing terrible. Right? He's doing great in policy, like money and turning things around and tariffs and world peace and world all that trading and all that bullshit stuff that we'll see in years to come that'll benefit us, just like COVID cost us. That's why we're in this thing that we're in now, because it took years for that COVID drag to catch up to us, the stagflation and all that stuff. That's why eggs were so expensive and all this stuff, right?
Mhm.
And plus, of course, they killed all the chickens. But I mean, we're not counting that, right?
No.
But remember, because that's what they
Yeah.
did. That
The
bird
bird flu.
Fucking, okay, kill them all.
Yeah.
And
I know.
so when she's talking about this, it reminds me that on one hand, Trump is doing great things. And when he does, I want to say, hey, he's doing great things. But when he does stupid stuff like
We gotta call him on
Iran
that. Yeah.
or thinking that he's going to call Walls and have a conversation and they're going to come to an agreement and Walls is going to keep the agreement. I mean,
Yeah.
he was fucking spitting on him as soon as he hung up the phone.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like on this blind spots. I'm the shit. And I think I don't know when the last president, JFK, I guess, was probably the last president that was like, you're going to do it the way the American people want it done or else, and they killed him for it. So,
they almost did Trump multiple times.
Yeah. Well, and we don't know what happens behind the scenes because they don't.
Oh, yeah, they
that's bad
Yeah.
optics, so they don't talk about it. But they're trying to poison him all the time.
Oh, I bet.
Shoot his fucking plane out there. Oh no, electrical fire. Oh yeah, sure it was. All these. Because last week they turned around where they're going over to Davos. They turned around, came back to tarmac because there was electrical fire on
Air Force One.
On Air Force One. I'm like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I know.
So, but the optics, you got to keep, and this is the thing I don't understand. His first, 90 days when he had
He was
his
on
foot
fire
on the
the
gas.
first- yeah.
Like, he should have just stayed there. And I think that what happened was, I know we're getting sidetracked here, but I think what happened was his advisors, these people that think that money is everything, told him that's bad optics. So you need to pull back. And I think he should have kept his foot on the gas. He should have just released
I was so happy with my vote when that was going on.
Yeah.
And now, like I said, I give him praise when he needs it, but I'm going to ride him when he doesn't.
Listen,
And there's lots of stupid shit.
Until the military veterans get their pardons, their commuted sentences turned to pardons, I'm going to keep this nasty taste in my mouth because Joe Biggs and those dudes, it doesn't matter, because the truth is those dudes, what are they called, the Proud Boys and that other one, whatever,
Peacekeepers,
peace,
whatever
what
they
are they called.
were.
Anyway, they were out there for the base, for the Trump base, to help so that they could protest or they could have rallies or they could do whatever they were doing and not have to worry about Antifa. Because remember, in 2020, 21,
That's
22,
my thing is, where the hell did Antifa go, man?
They're here.
Well, but the amount of time on scene now, I don't see it as much as it was.
Because USAID got
exactly.
cut.
The money got
They
cut.
they don't have the money that they had before. They had billions
They don't have
of dollars.
bricks getting delivered. blocks away and stuff like. Oh yeah, absolutely.
The money
that
got
was
cut.
the biggest thing.
They still have
that was
money.
a success. That
They-
was one of the biggest things when he started lopping off those, those
And who did
different
that?
aids. Oh,
Elon Musk.
yeah.
And when they got rid of, and the globalists pulled him, or the deep staters was afraid of the success.
Don't touch mine. Don't touch my pot of gold. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, dude. Yeah, and that's the thing is, I'm just glad that they seem to be back on the same page.
Well, I think that they're working on getting back in there. I don't know. I think there's a lot going on right now, and I'm hoping that these keeps his foot on the gas around these few things that we're going to talk about in the next hour or so.
Yeah.
But
yeah, our time gets away from us, man.
It does.
It's all
That's
right.
okay, man.
Yeah,
It's
it
okay.
is. I got nothing but.
I'm down. It's cool. So okay. I'm debating right now. Which direction? Yeah. So let's do this. I want to cover. We're going to cover the debacle first, and then we'll get into the because I have a lot around the Georgia stuff, Georgia and Arizona and the voting stuff and all that stuff. I want to give it a lot. I want to give it solid time. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this Minnesota bullshit real quick. So we're going to jump around a little bit, but because I have a couple very important clips. One, the kids I told you about, and the other one was the signal chat that we talked about on
yeah, dude. And when with the who was just on talking about that all being in sync. That's crazy. I heard my buddy who knows and is aware. He was listen to this. I mean, they were like filmed it. Somebody got in their group.
Yeah, Cam Higby.
Oh my God, man.
So I make sure I get the right one here. What I'm going to do here is I have 3. We're going to do this one first. We're going to do a couple of them back to back, not back to back, but we're going to do one. Then we'll talk about it. Then we'll do another one.
Yeah.
And this is a John Bowne report.
We are watching the call of the rare purple-haired booby as it calls out for a clue in the distance. The strange bird supervenes upon its territory, oblivious to the protector it disturbs with great commotion and abandonment.
This needs to stop. I'm also, I'm a disabled veteran, nothing veteran. I've never been deployed or anything like that. But my values for joining the military and joining the army, like this hurts to see. This hurts on such a crazy level to watch these wannabes do this. They don't know what they're doing at all.
Unseen by the booby, yet perilously close, lies the object of its fervent search. A single tantalizing clue, perhaps a glint of something metallic, half buried among the leaf litter far across the clearing. And now it calls. The bird throws back its head, the long, slender neck arching in a gesture, both graceful and absurd, reverberating off ancient tree trunks, carrying for hundreds of meters in search of an answer that does not come. Oblivious to all else, the booby leans forward, wings half unfurled in excitement, its vibrant crest of purple filaments quivering with each powerful expulsion of breath.
We have to show up with guns. We have to. There's no other way around it.
Their protector bird, whether they know it or not, is known as U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE. Created March 2003 as a direct response to the horrors of 9/11, forged in the fires of the Homeland Security Act that smashed 22 agencies into the new Department of Homeland Security, but its roots stretch back over 2 centuries to Alexander Hamilton's vision of collecting tariffs and guarding America's economic sovereignty in 1789, evolving through periods of immigration waves, border chaos, and criminal exploitation. Human trafficking rings, child exploitation networks, drug cartels, hundreds of thousands of criminal aliens, gang members like MS-13 and Tren de Aragua, and terrorist financing schemes, keeping our communities safer, our borders stronger, and our nation from being overrun by those who would exploit our laws and endanger American citizens.
It stamps one webbed foot, then the other, sending tiny cascades of dew from the leaves below. Yet, in its exuberance, the bird has failed to notice the disturbance it creates.
We're asking people not to go to work, not to go to school, not spend a single penny. It is really important for us to have you all stand in solidarity with us. Our communities haven't been able to actually go to school.
To me, being Somali isn't just eating bananas with rice.
Well, what we're witnessing, and this is why the larger picture is important here, we're at we're right on the edge of the cliff in terms of the possibility of America sustaining itself as a social experiment in the best sense, or just becoming an empire full of might and force.
This is a cancer. White evangelical Christianity is a cancer. These are the worst of our country.
Shame on every Republican in the Senate who put this wildly unqualified person into a position of significance in the Department of Homeland Security so she could unleash brutalization on everyday Americans, American citizens, and law-abiding immigrant families. It's disgraceful. She's got to go. We are dead serious. She needs to be put on ice permanently.
Yes, dismantle ICE, but also the Border Patrol, also the agency that looks over citizenships and asylum. All of it needs to be dismantled and rebuilt so people are not terrorized by their own governmental agency.
This isn't just about what's going on here right now. This is about this not going any further. It's not going to any other states. This is about this stopping. And people don't understand, this needs to stop.
Secure borders and aggressive enforcement aren't just policy. They are crucial survival in an unpredictable republic led by a fraud-riddled uniparty. John Bound reporting for InfoWars.
I like that. What do you got to say about that? I had to jump off and going.
No, I don't get it, man.
Well, I set this
They
up.
just want to extinguish this country.
Yeah. Well, so it's
So what's going to rise from it? This dystopia of the rest of the world? Because Europe is 5 years ahead of us. And Europe, like France, is falling apart. Sweden is falling apart because of this.
Denmark, all of
oh
them.
my God. And I don't understand what's your end game? I mean, I know the ruin of this place. And what I am, when she said that Christians say that, please say that to my face. Please say that to my face. It's great to say it behind the mic. And like I said, I'd be polite as polite could be. But Christianity is what made this country.
Absolutely. Well, and so I want to let you get it
troll.
out. Go ahead, get it.
Oh, dude, that shit sparked me up, man. Don't start talking about that,
So that's why I did it the way I did it.
Yeah.
So you can kind of build up to this.
Got me all fired up. Man,
No,
I'm heated right now. I'm like, tell you to turn the fan on. I'm sweating right now because I was like, this.
So, okay. So if you're looking at it from, if you 30,000 foot back and look at it, it makes complete sense to me. It does. It makes complete sense. They've lied to you your whole life. They told you that eating wheat and rice was better for you than eating meat and protein.
Yeah.
I mean, just everything.
Yeah.
They told you that water was good for you,
Yeah.
or they told you that all these things.
You need fluoride.
Cholesterol's bad for you. I mean, all this
Eggs
shit
are bad for you.
They've told you this shit. Everything your whole life, they've told you this. And what has happened? And I'm going to give credit where credit's due. Trump was a big, big part of all this because what he did was he ripped the Band-Aid off in 17, 18, and exposed a whole bunch of stuff.
He picked up the rock and the cockroaches fled.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so kind of what happened was that little thing happened, and you listen to the Q-tards or whatever, they say that it had to happen,
That's just
the plan, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is, I think that
Stick to
there
the
was
plan.
maybe a little bit of truth to it in the way that because the 2020 election was stolen, the COVID thing happened, and all these different things got exposed as a result of people going, huh? Well, why does my kid have to do school through a computer? Oh, all of a sudden you guys have thousands of computers, the Chromebooks. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you have all these Chromebooks and you're passing them out to all the kids to come and get them in the line. You can get your COVID vaccine while you're at it. I mean, think about it. All this stuff going on at the same time. It's all going on at the same time. And you're like, huh?
Yeah.
This makes no sense. You're going to put a mask on so that you stay sick.
Yeah.
Because masks, they make you sick. When you breathe in your own carbon monoxide, you get
ill.
sick from
Yes.
it. Anyway.
Yes.
And so
grab your Chromebook. Grab your Chromebook in a cold.
So the best one was my wife had long COVID for a year and a half. And I was like, I probably shouldn't say this online. She knows, but I would take vitamin C tablets and pour them out and put ivermectin on them and give them to her. It's the only thing that helped because she wouldn't take them because she just thought that because she heard all this, horse paste, right? Yeah. And we were able to get rid of that, but it was bad. She was sick every week for weeks at a time and just sick over and over and over. And she wore that stupid mask because she was part of the school system and all that bullshit. Yeah. And you're just like,
well, we said before, I got 2 of those damn shots.
Yeah.
All I wanted is not to wear that mask at work. That's why
made you wear it anyway.
No. Thank God, we signed in the agreement.
Yeah.
I took the shots and then they switched it. Like the week after they said it was okay. Oh, you need boosters. I'm like, oh, you rotten motherfucker. You got me.
I'm not doing it.
You got me. And that was like I had seen certain things shine through. Like, we'll go down a dark hole with 9/11 and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some shit just didn't make sense, and I lived it because I was out at the airport and how they closed all that down. But man, when they did the COVID, that's
so back to the point. We got way off in the bushes there. So
you gotta laugh, dude, because if you don't, you just take it too serious, you end up like one of these. I didn't really give her
ivermectin, but she took it though.
Yeah.
But my point was when you listen to what she says, I can't remember her name right now. Her name escapes me. She's talking about color revolution.
Oh, she's on point too, man.
And then you talk about all the things that we've talked about today. Can't remember.
That one guy with all the facts.
That dude with the fact. But when you step back and you look at it, you're like, oh, it makes complete sense. What they want to do is they want to dumb you down. They don't necessarily want to kill you. And it's weird because
you're a mule. You got to tax. They got to have money to feed.
So this is the weird part. This part I never could understand. The people that were wearing the mask and the people that were taking the shots were liberals. They're killing their own people. That tells me that it's not about their people.
No.
It's about society. It's about dumbing down society. Look, all these people out here, I got to tell you, like, we're going to play some clips, a couple at least, here shortly. And the people out there, they're just so fucking brainwashed and dumbed down. And it's because the vaccines have really messed 6 boosters, 7 boosters. I mean,
I truly believe the way my mom is now with dementia, it was caused. My dad is dying of cancer. He keeps getting them.
What kind of cancer does he have? I might have something to help him.
Prostate. Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. And I'm just like,
But
stop taking the fucking boosters every 6 months. It's not a fucking vaccine. It's not. And then he got it. Then he got it in the summertime. He got sick. He caught COVID. I'm like, well, why did you take 6 fucking shots?
Sorry.
No, I mean, it's fun. And I'm like, you're a smart man in it, and something's not connected. Because like you said, they're just so brainwashed. It's so crazy. It's like,
this is what, and we're never going to get this, but this is what she says to me. The government would never do that to you. And I was like, okay. Like, we literally would have knockout dragouts on the way to see her family in the Bay Area. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And we'd have these, because she's
Deep
talking
blue.
about vaccines and all this stuff. I'm like, no, we're not getting kids vaccines.
Okay,
we're not doing that
so
shit.
what snapped her out of it?
I stopped talking about it, and I just let her figure it out on her own. She just figured it out over time. A couple people that, she became friends with, kind of seen they had a different viewpoint on things, and they're like, no, that don't make sense, and that's not right. And then she started seeing how the fucking blue-haired freaky people would treat her at schools because she was a teacher. She was like 10, 15 years in, and they just treated her like shit. You know what I mean? And she was like, these people are weird. And she, she's a blonde, cute blonde chick, and they're like, they're all big old fat heifers with purple hair. So they didn't like her. So anyway, and so she found it on her own. She really
good.
did. She was able to figure it out,
Break the code,
and go, oh. Yeah. And then she was like, oh, I'm so glad you talked me out of all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a
Anyway,
God thing,
yeah.
man.
So anyway, these people are crazy, and they want to take us down any way they can. They're gonna, and they're not done. You heard what she said. Second phase is right now. They're starting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, all this that's going on, this is all paid for. All these protests. I mean, there are people out there that are they think they're out there serving their cause by protesting.
Useful idiots, dude.
Right?
Useful
But
idiots.
the agitators and the main people are paid. They're paid. They're paid.
Well, that one guy who in the yellow that was saying we need to take guns.
Oh yeah,
wow, bro.
That's a paid.
That's a paid
that's
person.
Paid guy. He's
yeah.
paid.
Oh,
He's
absolutely.
paid. And
Because
he's
if you
probably
weren't and you were saying something like that,
he's not in jail either. That tells you everything.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. I want to save the best for last.
Oh, do it.
Of the-
I've cooled down.
Why
now.
don't
Thank you
we-
for turning on the fan because I was
Yeah,
heated.
A little heated. Yeah.
It got me going.
Let's jump over here.
Yeah.
We're gonna. Oh yeah. I jumped out of line, so I'm just looking at where I want to go. Oh, I got you. I got you. Yeah, got it. Okay, let's go. What are we talking about? We're going to talk about federal agents.
What about them?
Well, federal agents arresting people for their criminality.
What about Don Lemon?
Oh, it's coming.
Good.
Don't worry.
I love it. I love it.
Well, we gotta work you up there, though. I gotta
Okay.
work you to it. I can't just jump right in there. Federal agents earlier for arresting people for storming into
Hey,
remember
Paul.
I added that one and I didn't see. I was looking for it. I'm like, where is it?
Yeah.
Stand by.
Guys, I wanted to alert the public that agents are at my door right now. They're saying that they were able to go before a grand jury sometime, I guess, in the last 24 hours, and that they have a warrant for arrest. I've talked to my attorney, and I'm being advised to go with them, I guess, down to Whipple. And my children are here. They're impacted by this. This is all stemming from the fact that I filmed a protest as a member of the media. We are supposed to have our constitutional right of the freedom to film, to be a member of the press. I don't feel like I have my First Amendment right as a member of the press. Because now federal agents are at my door arresting me for filming the church protest a few weeks ago. Again, I don't have a long time here, you guys, but I wanted you to know, for me, agents are at my door right now. My attorney has spoken with them. I did send a relative outside to talk to them. They're showing some type of documentation, apparently, that they got an indictment from a grand jury. I knew that I was on a defendant's list. I did not publish it because it was under seal. And so we've done everything that we can to try and abide by, the advice of our attorneys. But right now, you guys, I wanted you to know I'm going to have to hop off here and surrender to agents as a member of the press. I filmed the church protest a few weeks ago, and now I'm being arrested for that. It's hard to understand how we have a constitution, constitutional rights, when you can just be arrested for being a member of the press. And we've seen all these violations. All right, you guys, I got to go. They're knocking.
Yep, she's coming right now.
Give me.
Sorry. Yes. Okay. Okay, well, this is really scary. There's kids in the house. You guys have not been really friendly in the community. And to me, this seems a little, can I finish, sir? Can I finish? Can I finish?
Get your phone.
This seems a little bit aggressive to have all these cars in our cul-de-sac. 2 or 3 agents, and now I saw the one disappear to the back. So to me, this is a little aggressive to just serve a warrant. Like a warrant, let me see the warrant. Okay. And that, to me, what I have been told, is not a judicial warrant that has me.
So by now, boot, kick door open, right? Got a warrant. I mean, hey,
It just I'm glad they didn't, because it plays into their victimhood.
Uh-huh.
That's what they're doing. Hey, I filmed some shit that went down and I'm a victim here. No, you don't get to do that shit. You went into a church. You went into a church. That's
Yeah.
like a sacred place, and you brought your bullshit into church. That blows me away. It does. I'm like,
I was just a journalist.
yes. No,
Reporting
you're
the
not a
news.
journalist. You're not. And if you are, you're an instigator and an agitator, because you were part of it.
Yeah.
So you don't get to deny that deniability. Oh, I was just there. I was just filming. No, you were a part of the shit,
Yeah.
and it was wrong. If you would have done that in a mosque, all hell would have broke
Uh-huh.
loose.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And I guarantee you, he did that in a mosque. Those people would have mopped you up.
Yeah.
That's a different. Not turn the cheek and take another slap. They're the kind of cutthroats. You know,
probably would have pulled the AKs out and shot up.
Never know, dude. Never know. But I'm just like, hey, no matter where you're at, a synagogue, a mosque,
Right. It's just
a
not
church,
right.
you
Yeah,
don't
it's not
do
right.
that. It's
Yeah,
you went across the line that you know, and now you get to play the victim. No bullshit, man. Lock that bitch up.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
so,
man. Same
yeah.
with the Dawn. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
We're gonna get there.
Yeah.
I
These
don't
people
have
drive
much
me
on him
nuts.
because they did not have a lot on him. They you know, hush hush. I mean, no perp walk, nothing. I couldn't find it. I looked everywhere.
Yeah, no. That's what I was looking at.
But you know,
Let's see the mug shot. All I want to see is the mug shot.
You know,
the president had to get one.
Yeah, but listen, it's different. The
Yeah, I
Republicans
know.
are play too
He's
nice.
gay and he's black. I understand how
Gay and
different
black.
it is.
Gay and
He's
black.
he's got the double. You know what I
Double
mean?
whammy.
He's on
Gay
a
and
different
black.
level, man.
Okay. You seem like you need a little lightening up here, so lighten you up a little
Okay. Laughs are good.
bit.
I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home sweet home. Tonight, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Home sweet home.
Is it real?
Attention. If you're a crazy, liberal, ugly woman, otherwise known as Crazy Karens, please go back home and annoy your husbands instead of our beautiful ICE officers. Although when you think about it, you probably don't have a husband because you're fat and ugly and annoying, and nobody will ever marry you. I know you're all wearing pajamas, but this would be a nice moment to maybe start with a little jog around the block so you can lose some of that weight and maybe think about some of those life decisions where everything went wrong. Anyway, if you keep fucking around with that guy, you're going to get pepper sprayed, bitch. So please just, well, there you go, bitch. You kept fucking around and now you found out. Believe me.
Wow. Right in the face.
Attention.
All right,
If you're a crazy,
we're gonna get serious.
Ooh, that would hurt.
We're gonna
That
get
would hurt bad.
We're gonna get serious.
Ooh.
What?
That would hurt. I've
Pepper spray in the
experienced. Yeah, I've experienced.
All right.
Not a good feeling. But I wasn't getting in the way of people doing their
I'm
jobs.
debating about the Warner thing now, but we'll just go ahead and run it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, he's just such an idiot. It's like,
Because it's stupid.
This is Director of National Intelligence
Karens.
that is affirmatively moved to cut back the Foreign Malign Influence Center on elections. What the heck is she doing on the FBI serving a domestic warrant? If this doesn't concern the heck out of every American, it sure as hell should. This is a person who has got no business interfering in elections. And frankly, follow up on President Trump's obsession about the fact that he lost in 2020, that he lost the state of Georgia. Still would like to see the underlying basis for the warrant in the first place, but to see her, skulking around in a baseball cap, the picture that was posted, you never thought you could make this stuff up.
Seems like we're moving towards some sort of agreement on funding. What sort of
That would be great.
If there's a CR for DHS funding, how long would you?
I'm going to leave that to others. I mean, well, all we want is for the chaos around ICE to stop. I think we laid out a set of reasonable reforms. I think the White House appears, my understanding, that's not from anything I've been read into, but just from reading all the morning cheat sheets. I think it'd be a great sign federal workforce and others. But I also know that overwhelmingly Americans say what they see on the streets of Minneapolis, that is not who we are as Americans. Not only the killings, but the notion of roving bands of masked individuals going up to houses and entering, it appears sometimes without warrants. This just isn't the way our system ought to operate.
What does it tell you, though, that the White House is even willing to engage directly with Schumer? I mean, the fact that the president and Schumer are talking is such a notable departure
It
from the
tells
last
me that
time.
even this White House understands public sentiment, that the public in the country is overwhelmingly against ICE unleashed on the American public, and they need to find a way out. And that would be good news for Americans. It would be good news for the fact that, think about the fact of the pressure that law enforcement's been under in Minneapolis. They can't do their jobs because they are responding to 9/11 calls when people's homes are being broken into by masked individuals that may or may not be ICE. So, you want to, recognize this ICE crush is also really undermining law enforcement's job number one.
Senator Warner, the FBI has reportedly removed the top official in Atlanta as well against the backdrop of what's happening with this election investigation. Does that concern you at all?
Of course it does. We have seen a systemic effort to remove top FBI officials across the counterterrorism, across the counterespionage, across cyber divisions. I don't know what happened in Atlanta, but I wouldn't be surprised if you've got a veteran field office director who might say, what the heck is going on here? And because he frankly stood up, or he or she stood up for rule of law, but I'm speculating. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're going to show you about Fulton County here in a minute, but before we do, I would not be doing this show justice if I didn't. Oh, sorry, I didn't pull the screen up, but we're just jump in here.
We're creating a log of evidence for the future prosecution of ICE agents and officials responsible for this.
Tim Walz is emboldened by what amounts to organized crime with badges and budgets.
We've got a couple of groups on the app Signal that we would love for you to join. Whether or not you want to be a part of the Resistance Network, I fully understand that you may not be comfortable with that. But if you see any suspicious vehicles, any traffic, if you know of anybody that is being targeted, that's being detained, we have resources immediately available.
Independent journalists and undercover ops have cracked open encrypted Signal chats used by radical left networks to dox, stalk, harass, and straight up impede federal ICE agents during the ongoing immigration enforcement chaos in Minneapolis and St. Paul. Cam Higby's infiltration of these groups blew the lid off.
This is John 612. That we are at Grand and Lake. We're heading toward Irving. We can try and join you.
Signal chats are buzzing with anti-ICE operatives, and local police are complicit, cooperative even, with real-time access to national databases for tracing license plates courtesy of law enforcement insiders, as well as shift changes leaked from within departments.
And quit referring to these people as law enforcement. They are not law enforcement. We have law enforcement who do an incredible job.
Anita Smithson, dispatcher in the ICE Watch chats, Minnesota State Senate candidate, BLM supporter, Indivisible Minnesota member, and a big Waltz Ilhan Omar backer. She is allegedly using her U.S. bank risk management job for potential access to license plate databases to aid doxing. The chats coordinate rapid response ambushes on federal officers, share real-time locations and personal info, all while tying directly into state-level political operatives.
We just got this message, and it says, we know that you're in Minneapolis. You're with O'Keefe and his crew of Nazis. You're in a white Ford license plate. They actually wrote the license plate down from Florida. You have 1 hour to leave or you're dead.
Peggy Flanagan, Minnesota Lieutenant Governor, allegedly exposed as Flan or Flan Southside in the chats.
Show up and use your voice. Put your body on the line. Put your body on the line.
Amanda Kohler, Tim Waltz, campaign strategist and protest organizer, identified as a top administrator in the MN Ice Watch signal group, training rioters in tactics like salute, a strategy straight out of the Ice Watch playbook for obstructing agents.
Move my car! I am disabled! I have a brain injury!
Kohler's LinkedIn brags about her ties to Monarcha, an Ice Watch offshoot listed as a resource on the Minnesota government website under the Office of Ombudsperson for Families, no less. John Otte, media press figure allegedly participating in the signal groups, highlights coordination between activists and journalists to shape narratives around the protests and incidents.
We're not ICE. Why are you guys following us? We're following them because they were following us.
No, you look suspicious as
Speculative ties at this point keep swirling around Governor Tim Waltz himself as the alias Boogie. Broader allegations point to dozens more State House Senate representatives, gang members, and even media embeds in these networks. This isn't some fringe chat. It's allegedly a coordinated effort blending government insiders, campaign staff, Antifa elements, and media to obstruct federal operations. These claims suggest state-level involvement in protest networks. These are not organic protests. They are a desperate, highly coordinated, state-level weaponized resistance protecting massive fraud.
Over 80% of the Somalia households receive some form of public assistance. Many of them are on welfare. So your first question is, if they're on welfare, how are they getting millions of dollars to send back to the homeland? Number one. Number two, if they're on welfare, why do they need childcare? They're not working outside of the home. Why would there be this number of Somalia childcare centers?
If the feds move, we're looking at sedition-level fallout that could collapse the Minnesota DFL or Democratic Farmer Labor Party machine overnight. John Bound reporting for InfoWars.
Yep. The signal chat. Big one. That is a big one. You know, what they did there was they're going around. They know where the ICE officers are before they even get there. They're already there. So how is that possible? How, I mean,
because they got inside help, man. Absolutely.
and so just to clear, there's this thing that's going on the internet. I don't know how to really respond to it because they're like military talking about how it's messed up, that it's bullshit. ICE shouldn't be out there and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, so they're out there getting rid of pedophiles and rapists and murderers and illegal aliens, gang members, and all this stuff. And you have a problem with that?
That's what I'm saying.
And I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't understand how that's a thing, because I would think that you would want to support them in their endeavors. Did some
Don't
things
you want to
happen
save for
that-
America? I do.
Some things happen that might maybe shouldn't have happened, maybe, but then again, you have a guy with a gun that's an agitator. You've seen the video.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
he's-
I knew that was going to happen.
He's an agitator at the highest level. Days before, where he got into a scuffle and got a broken rib from a ICE officer, kicked a light out of it. All the things that happens when.
But he was
he's a-
peaceful.
aggressive. Yeah, he's just
He's a
sweetheart.
nurse.
He's a sweet nurse. Yeah. So I'm like, maybe there's a better way, but this is the only way that I know. Is just to go get them, knock on doors, get them. I mean, and that's what we voted for. We voted for to get rid of the, 20, 30, 40 million illegal aliens out of this country. They're sucking up our everything. Everything. You know what I mean? So that's where I stand on it. And,
me too.
and
Absolutely.
I'll probably get some hate mail, and I don't care because
Hey.
the truth is the truth.
I like I said, I am not anti-immigration. I'm anti-illegal immigration.
Absolutely.
Because I know many people that have done it the right way. And you're cutting in front of them. They paid money. They did school. I mean, you got to go to school. You have to go to classes to become a citizen. It's not just you're one. It takes a process.
Yeah.
This process was almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't understand, like, it's like, okay, all this happening at the same time, all that fraud was exposed.
Yep.
Are they linked? I believe so.
I believe so.
I believe so.
I believe that all the stuff that's going on is about covering it up.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
So it looks like Alex Preddy, the nice, scared nurse who lost his life over the weekend by the hands of ICE, isn't exactly who the news is portraying him to be.
This is a moment the news movement filmed on January 13th in Minneapolis, showing a man who appears to be Alex Preddy interacting with federal immigration agents 11 days before Border Patrol shot and killed him. Our footage was analyzed by the BBC, whose facial recognition technology confirmed his identity to a 97% degree of accuracy. We saw observers shouting at the agents as they walked back to their vehicles. When they started driving away, the man came.
Who's shocked? Raise your hand. I'm certainly not going to raise my hand because I'm definitely not. So you mean he's a known agitator against ICE? So you mean he's been at numerous riots prior to the one where he was just a scared nurse trying to help a woman out? Oh, okay. See, this is why we wait to see when other videos come about. This is why we wait for all the facts to present themselves.
Yes.
Now, do I believe that that man deserved to lose his life? No, I don't. I still stand by that. I don't think that anybody deserves to lose their life over this. But when you put yourself in situations that are constantly aggressive and you're personally being aggressive to law enforcement, what do you expect to happen? Especially when you have your firearm on you and 2 magazines in your car as backup. Now, again, everybody has the right to carry. I'm a big advocate for the Second Amendment right, but having your Second Amendment right comes with responsibility. And if you're somebody who's known to be an agitator, to go to all these riots that allegedly are supposed to be peaceful protests, but look at that. If you're a known agitator, going to these riots, being aggressive with law enforcement, but then also carrying, well, I think the agent may have found himself in a spot where his life felt a little threatened. That being said, I still don't think that he should have lost his life, but I hope that liberals learn from this. If you're going to go to these protests, be smart. Don't agitate law enforcement. If you're going to carry, be smart. Don't agitate law enforcement. Now, I wonder how many of those influencers that previously were posting about the scared nurse who just wanted to help out a woman on the street from scary ICE, how many of them are going to retract their statements now? How many of them are going to say anything else about the additional evidence? I would bet 0. Absolutely none.
This is really important what he said. Listen.
And at this point in time, I told Tom, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But unless I see a reduction in these folks on the streets, I'm going to have to say that to my folks. So look, we all think we all want to avoid that, but I think the reality has sunk in this week. If you thought you could pass this by and you thought there was nothing there, I mean, is this a Fort Sumter, John Brown moment? Where are we at on this? And we're doing everything right. And I have said it time and time again. The way you win this is through.
Stop. We're doing everything right. Is this a Fort Sumter, John Brown moment? What is this? Okay, let me just for those who don't remember history, because it was boring when you were taught. Fort Sumter happened in 1861, and that was South Carolina saying, get them. The federal government had Fort Sumter. They used an organized force against the federal government and attacked Fort Sumter. That was the beginning of the Civil War, okay? So when he says, is this a Fort Sumter moment? He's implicitly saying this is the opening shot of an organized resistance against federal authority. That matters. Once you start talking about Fort Sumter, you're not talking about protest or dissent or civil resistance. You're talking about insurrection. And by the way, Tim, that puts you as a Confederate. It just doesn't put you on the good side, the winning side. It makes you a Confederate. Then he follows that with, is this Fort Sumter? Is this a John Brown moment? John Brown now, because we're so historically illiterate, we think, oh, well, John Brown was an abolitionist. Yeah, he was an abolitionist that even Abraham Lincoln distanced himself from. He was an abolitionist, and he was his moral conviction was everything that motivated him. But he was willing to use lethal force. He did not believe in the democratic or constitutional process anymore. Even the people who were abolitionists, even the Northerners were like, John Brown, holy cow. First he was a hero, and then they realized this guy is out of control because he led raids and killings, and he terrified people, even people on his own side. And all he did, now listen to this, all that John Brown actually did in the end was accelerate the polarization, not reconciliation, polarization that was used as fire in the Civil War. Abraham Lincoln, not an apologist, distanced himself because John Brown was blood-soaked, okay? He became a symbol of what not to do. He's a warning sign, not a model. So when Walsh invokes John Brown, he's normalizing political violence. Violence is acceptable because it's righteous. History says otherwise. John Brown's violence didn't free the slaves. It didn't build consensus. It didn't strengthen the rule of law. It didn't protect any of the innocents. What it did was harden the sides, legitimize retaliation, make any kind of compromise absolutely impossible. So there's the governor of Minnesota recasting federal law enforcement as an occupying enemy, elevating resistance over law, suggesting violence is historically justified. That's not civil rights rhetoric. That's pre-Civil War rhetoric. And history's really clear. Pre-Civil War sometimes will lead to civil war. This is the talk of an insurrectionist. Really dangerous. And by the way, Trump yesterday called Alex Preddy an agitator and perhaps an insurrectionist. That's kind of important language as well.
Yeah, and when you think about it, we showed the clip. We've seen what it looks like. That's why I played those together.
Yeah.
When you think about Purdy, whatever his name, Alex Purdy, whatever. He's out there doing. He's a nurse apparently, and very sweet man. Very
was
community based, sweet
Yeah.
man, just out there helping people.
He helped
Fighting
himself
with-
to an early grave.
Yeah, well,
you
and-
don't go to a protest with a gun.
Well, I mean, if maybe you do. Your Second Amendment right is to
You have the right.
Yeah, maybe you
also
do.
have the right to end up like that. I mean,
But
that's just a dumb
if,
move.
Maybe if you are carrying if you have a concealed carry CCW, no problem. You got a CCW,
Absolutely.
cool.
Absolutely.
But you don't get up in the faces of officers
Dude,
that are doing a
and
job.
see, if he was a CCW holder, it is
Responsibility.
your responsibility to remove yourself from the act that's about ready to go down. You have to at least attempt and not go into.
Yeah.
And that was fucking.
And did it happen? I looked at the tape over and 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 over, because there was angles and all that stuff. And yeah, they did pull the gun from him. They did get the gun from him, but it either went off or something.
Well, they've been, I don't know, but those are the guns that have had a lot of misfires. That type of gun. A SIG.
Is it a SIG? Yeah.
That's what I.
Yeah. And so, but besides that part,
yeah,
if you don't get in a confrontation with an ice off. First of all, it's these Walls and Frey or whatever the fuck his name is are out there going. You have the right to protest and you have the right to film them, and okay. So you're telling your community that it's okay to get in ICE officer's face when they're doing their job. Their job is to round up the illegals that you allowed
Criminals.
in. Yeah, criminals.
No
And-
matter what you are, if you didn't do nothing, you're still a criminal. You shouldn't be here. That's
Right.
it.
So,
Simple. You're
yeah.
still a criminal. I
So-
don't care what anybody says.
Right.
You're still a
So
criminal.
that whole thing goes down interesting, and then they're protesting that there's no case against the ICE officer because he shot him and he shouldn't have got shot 10 times. All that stuff. I mean, listen, there's 5 cops on him, and it happens in like 5 seconds. It's like bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? It's like, and they have a standard to, I forget the name of it, but it's like you don't shoot somebody once. It's a 3-shot minimum. when
Make
you
sure
shoot
it's
somebody.
done.
Yeah.
If you're feeling lethal,
Yeah.
like there's going to be lethal force on you,
Yeah.
you make sure that it's stopped.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's and like I said, if the man was there and he really was there to help, then absolutely they're in the wrong. But I just
You could see it.
knew if we waited, there's going to be somebody who's
Like
got
what
more.
happened before that? How many altercations?
And
did
that's
he?
why the media, Mockingbird media,
Yeah. So
they
anyway,
show what they need and what they need to support their fucking stories.
absolutely.
But like that lady said, do you think anybody's going to retract what they said? Oh, no.
Absolutely not.
No, because it's out there.
All right, so we're gonna do a little ad here real quick. I want to show you. If you go to the, I always forget what it's called. Comment section, or what's that called? Second, people. Let me get my life together here a little bit.
The info section of the
Oh yeah, the description.
The
If you go to
description
yeah,
box.
excuse me. Go to the description, and if you go into the description, there's a link. And there's also a link on the screen for My Patriot Supply. Your help in supporting this channel is greatly appreciated. Right now, they have lots of different things. I'm going to just show you. These, if you go to the link, it sends you to my link tree, the QR code. You can go there, or you can go to the link in the bottom of in the top of the description, and check out the food here, which is restorable food, good for 25 years. And when you buy a 90-day supply, they give you a 4-week supply for free, or they give you $400 in additional items to go with it, starter kits and all these different things. When you call them and just have a conversation with them, I mean, the people you're talking to Americans right here in the USA. The stuff comes in like a couple days. I got the Alexa Pro water filter. I got a couple 90-day supplies of food just to start with, because there's 4 of us here. You know what I mean? And there's always a straggler, so I want to make sure that I had a month's worth of food in an emergency. Like, it's my emergency, because I have my freezers. I have 2 freezers full. That way, when the food runs out, then I can jump into the restorable food. I also have this bad boy right here. And when you buy one of these generators, they have a 3300. Let me pull it up here. Let me get to it. Right here, this 3300 right here. When you buy, it comes with an extra expanded battery for free. It's a super good deal. And last year, our power went out for like 3 days, and the kids almost died because there was no internet. But what we did have is I was able to run the TV, play movies for the kids. My refrigerators, I have, like I said, I have three freezers outside. Two of them are for, my spare food, my spare refrigerator outside. And we were able to run some lights, and it lasted all day, or all night. And most of the day we ran candles, obviously at night, best we could. And when it was super hot, as long as we didn't run the oven, because I tried to run the oven and the air conditioner, it wouldn't work. But as long as I ran just the air conditioner, it'd run my AC. So it's really cool. It works really good. And check it out. My Patriot Supply. Link in the description. Also, you can hit the QR code. I'll leave it up for a few minutes. Just check it out, please. We really do appreciate your support with what we're doing, man. I mean, we're just trying to have some fun here. But, it helps with keeping the lights on around here. It helps with, we have a plan. I do have a 5-year plan, and part of that plan is to have 4 people on the mic, so 4 hosts, myself and 3 others, and at least 1 or 2 reporter journalists that go out and do story and full on media thing in the near future, and some more sponsors. We're working on some other stuff, but I just wanted to say that, get that out of the way. We really do appreciate your support very much. Getting better at that, aren't I?
Yeah, with the Alexa Pro, I can speak on that.
Dude, that thing is
It's
so
amazing.
badass.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
Yep. Like I said before, you can taste the difference. The water that comes out of the sink, run it through there to get all the other toxins and crap out of it.
Let
Completely
me
different.
throw this just for the hell of it, because I don't really do this very often. Let me throw this up here and let you see. Look, the water filter is $279. You can buy Alexa Pro with 4 filters for $429. You use 1 filter at a time. But it's good for I think it's 2,000 cups or something like that.
Yeah. Easy to change the filters.
Easy to change. It's really good.
Gravity fed.
It's gravity fed. Doesn't and you just pour it in. You can pour like pool water in the top, and it comes out. It's great. You know what I mean? And as long as your neighbor lets you use your pool water is good.
How are they gonna
Anyway,
know? You gotta live.
Alexa Pro. Anyway, all right, let's get back to the show. Thank you for letting me bore you with that. Okay, so we're talking about Minneapolis, St. Paul, Minnesota, Minneapolis, all these towns over here, Minnesota, that are just ravished with all this stuff. And it started with ICE officers going and picking up illegal aliens, and then what they first started to do is they started going in there because of the fraud. When they found out that the Somalians had the fraud going on, and then they realized that it was there was suitcases of cash going to other countries through Dubai. This is all documented information. So then they were like, oh, we need to go to the hot spot. This is the hot spot, and I agree. That's the hot spot. I think they should have kept some, and they may have other ICE agents going other places. And I know they were at like 2,000 ICE agents, and now they're at like 5,000 or 6,000. So maybe they are, going to like some red states and cleaning those up for like easy, quick wins, because you could do that and make yourself look good while all this chaos is going on over here in these blue cities, where the mayor and the governor's telling them
They're in
everybody
cahoots
to
with the
get
damn
'em,
people,
get 'em.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, this is what we're talking about. And one of the things that happened, if most people know this, the protesters, the Antifa types, the protesters, not there's a couple different protesters. There's the ones that go in, and they're agitators, paid agitators, that they go around and they get in ICE's face. They block them with their cars. You've seen them. One of them got shot last week too now. And then there's the other ones that are protesting and doing stuff like going into churches during service and causing a scene and telling the kids that they're all Nazis, right? that the church is a Nazi church and all this stuff, right? And so they've arrested some people. They've I showed one earlier.
About fucking time.
And they should have done that sooner. But what happened was the city or the county or whatever the jurisdiction wouldn't do it, and so the federal court, the federal judge said no, but apparently DNI went above their head and did it anyway. That's how they got Don Lemon and these other people. There's I don't know, but I got this report right here. Don Lemon, or former CNN anchor Don Lemon, taken into custody after protest of Minnesota church. What's up? Just so you can see it. Now been released, but he got released today. He had court today, and there's a whole article on it. This is from CBS News. Arrested him. He was on the internet talking about how he's a journalist and he shouldn't be arrested and all this stuff. But this is the thing. When we talked about it earlier, but just for clarity, if you're going to protest, I think that you should be able to protest in designated areas. You shouldn't be able to go in somebody's church. Now, if you want to protest the church, do it on the sidewalk. Don't go in their church. Church is sacred. It's a sanctuary. That's why it's called a sanctuary. And I'm not telling people what to do or not to do, but it makes sense to me. Common sense. That's
what's lacking in
That's
most
what's
of these
lacking.
people. Yeah.
Common sense. And if we could just have some common sense in this, I think that people should, I think everybody should be able to carry a gun. And I think that everybody should be able to protest if they want. They just need to do it with some responsibility. That's my take, And hey, if you think that ICE is doing a horrible job, guess what you should do? You should go to city council and fight local jurisdiction, and then go to the Senate and the House and fight in the federal jurisdiction, because you're not going to do nothing but cause chaos by getting in a cop's way. And when Walls says they're not officers of the law, he's full of shit. They're federal agents. Yeah. They have more. I think federal agents have more clout than local, as far as I know. I mean, the laws
blows
are
me
different.
away. I saw this week.
Oh shit!
The listing of people of the Democrats.
Yeah.
From 2003 to 2016, they were funding and all about ICE. Trump gets in office, then they
switch
separate.
up.
Yeah. Then when Biden goes back and gets in power, they're all about it. They supplied him with 4 of the most extensive money that they've ever seen. Then when Trump gets back, they denounce him again. It's like, so hopefully it woke up some people, because I got to imagine that there were some people on ICE that kind of thought left too. And now they're seeing the wheels of how it's all propaganda. Now I'm the bad guy. I'm just doing my job.
Yeah.
This is my job.
Yeah, I'm just doing my job, trying to save America, trying to make America safe. That's all it is. Doing my job. These are criminals.
And it's not popping off anywhere else because Minnesota is not working with them.
Right.
Everywhere else.
Well, and there's quite a few states that were not, like, if an ICE or if a illegal alien gets arrested for whatever, drunk driving, robbery, whatever it is, which they are.
Oh yeah.
Lots of them, because let's face it, they're here, they're on county or state assistance. I think it's county assistance, and they only get a certain amount of money. I know they get more than American citizens do. I've seen the reports. But then what do? They go rob and steal to make sure that they can keep doing whatever it is that they're doing here, because they're not looking for work. Well, some might be. I'm not going to say all aren't, but but the point is, they're out there doing some bad, and they're from third world countries. It's normal to rob and steal and rape and all that stuff. It's normal. It's not like it is here where it's like that's a crime. They're like,
They're not
do that.
civilized.
We do that for fun. We go and rape your sister for fun, your daughter. You know what I mean? So anyway, so that's what we're talking about, and just because we're getting back to the show here, and I have a couple. I want to. It's a very short clip, and I apologize for this, but I couldn't. It's funny. Our media or our internet or our federal agencies or anybody reporting this stuff, it takes so long for it to hit some things. Like when Bannon got arrested, it was there before they put the handcuffs on him.
Yeah.
But when you're talking about any of these Brennan, any of these people that have been arrested, you almost can't even find it on the internet. And I don't know if it's because they block it or if it's because the Republicans don't tape it. I don't know. But, you
think a
think
little of
that,
both.
well, because I know that if Sorter was out there, he would record it. I mean, but he's probably in Minnesota or something. Or maybe he's taking a nap because he was in Minnesota for a month, getting beat up and all kinds of stuff. It's just crazy. People are nuts, man. Anyway.
I'm just glad the head is there now. Guy who is doing the borders, Homan.
Homan, yeah. Yeah, Homan. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, so Homan's there. So Pam Bondi sounds really tough, though. She does. She sounds really tough. Let's listen.
Make no mistake, under President Trump's leadership and this administration, you have the right to worship freely and safely. And if I haven't been clear already, if you violate that sacred right, we are coming after you.
She sounds tough, especially like when she says, we wrote a strongly worded letter and we sent it to him. I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. Like handcuffs.
Yeah.
Handcuffs. You know those things that you probably never used in your life except for maybe a couple times. PG, man. PG, at least 13, okay? Like
I want some arrest, dude.
My son's like, fuck this. I'm like, dude, you're not an adult. Stop it.
Yeah.
It's like, them fucking mother. I'm like, Jesus, bro.
Yeah.
He's 17. He's almost. He's got more
He's
hair
almost
than-
the man.
He is, man. He's a good kid. Anyway, so we're still in Minnesota, okay? And it's interesting because Minnesota is the topic of conversation everywhere. And it's like they're either saying that Trump is a racist with his Gestapo, or they're saying that all these brainwashed liberals need to go home. It's just constant back and forth, right? So then they said yesterday, you see in the clip, we played it earlier.
Always saying, this is how Hitler started.
I lost my
Like, this, you have absolutely no idea.
It's called First Amendment doesn't cover terrifying children. That was that one that we played, right?
Uh-huh.
And so now today they're out there in Utah or somewhere. I think it was I don't know. We'll know here in a second when we play the clip. But these kids are out there, and as soon as the car starts to roll, she jumps in front of the car and gets run over. It's like, what happened to you? Did your parents tell you to go get a vaccine so you got 7? I mean, what happened? I swear, she jumps right out. It just gets bam, run over. Big old girl too. So here we go. Let's let me pull my my screen. I mean, I'm just like, what is going on here? Like, I remember dumb people, but I mean, this is like the world's dumbest people.
It's a mind sickness.
Hey,
man.
what happened? Okay, so I'm 60. So maybe my I know I don't look 60, but I am. I'm 60 and next Tuesday. Anyway, and so when I grew up, first of all, when I grew up, we grew up if you had a beef with somebody, you went and kicked their ass.
Yeah.
You just went and got
busy.
you either got your ass kicked or you kicked their ass, and then probably after that, you guys were best friends after that. That's kind of how it went when I was a
Yeah.
kid. Now they just
Yeah.
stab you, shoot you. You know what I mean? Everybody hates everybody.
Yep.
The kids are fucking weird.
Yep.
I mean, like I talked to my son about
That
this
was
stuff,
COVID, dude.
and he
COVID
goes,
put people back.
I have a lot of friends, but some of them are quite strange, and I'm like, elaborate. He's like, well, I got a furry friend. I got this, all these different weirdo things. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And he's like, American fur shirts, and wears a hat with cowboy boots. He's like the only cowboy in the whole place. We don't have any horses, but I mean, it's just like he's like a cowboy. I mean, but he's got these friends, and he's just like, I'm just like, okay. He's like, oh no,
Cool.
he's trans. That's my friend that's trans, and I'm like, oh, what does that mean? I mean, because these kids are so confused. Anyway,
They are.
Back to my point.
Yeah.
He was like, oh yeah, all my friends went out to protest today, but I went to class.
Smart
Good job.
kid.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
He's like, these people.
Yeah.
He's probably watching right now. Hi, John.
Yeah. Strong name.
Okay, here we go. Alex Jones. Everybody loves
In
Alex.
Fremont, Nebraska, yesterday, the public school told the kids to go out and demonstrate, and it's all over the country. The left's now using them basically as shields, or as the equivalent of little leftist suicide bombers, so they can all play victim. And this weekend, they're going to have big rallies all across the nation in the hopes that young people get hurt, including small children. But look at this video. The national news won't show it to you. When I saw this video from the side shot, I said, it looks like they're surrounding the car. Let me see if the person that gets hit actually jumped in front of the car. And sure enough, I did a search on X. Boop, there it is, front shot. The woman sees the car to start to roll, and like a zombie, she just runs straight into it. But the media won't show you that.
Oh my God!
Watch this red SUV hits a girl protesting outside Fremont High School this afternoon before immediately driving off.
I spoke to one student who told me it was chaos inside the school when students found out their fellow classmate had been struck by a vehicle.
Now, the two high schoolers, it looks like, that wanted to come out to their demonstration and say, hey, we're pro-Trump. It's your right to do it, probably not the smartest thing. And once they got scared of the mob, they did drive off, which they can typically say is a hit and run. So that's not right what they did. But the woman that jumped in front of them, looks like a high schooler girl. So these leftists know what they're doing, folks. They're all a bunch of Jesse Smolletts, experts at it. We have to be aware of this. I see countless other videos of other leftists complaining, I jumped out in front of a car and they hit me, and then they were mad at me when they're the ones that hit me. You got all these other deliberate videos of Black Lives Matter, Antifa, you name it, jumping in front of police vehicles and others when they're going fast and then trying to play the victim as well. I mean, this is just craziness because they need to be the victim. As Axios said, Democrats need death. They need to have their cult members killed so they can play victim. They need a new George Floyd. It's that simple.
On Saturday, after leaving the No Kings protest, I was struck and injured by a motor vehicle while leaving the protest. The cops here in Catskill are telling me that it's my fault that I put my human body in the street to be hit by a motor vehicle. I want to press criminal charges against this person who hit me, and the cops just handed me a fucking citation saying that it's my fault that my fragile human body got hit by a motor vehicle after the protest.
I mean, dude, I want to
They're
laugh
gone.
too.
They're gone.
But there's like a part of me is like, what happened to that person? What hurt got do? Oh my, she was like in tears. That's just plain stupidity. That's
Yeah, but it's like it's so sad because
It is.
when I look again going back 25 years, 30 years, 35 years, we had like fads and stuff. Remember we talked about this earlier. We had like different things like the Sochis or whatever the hell they were called, the jocks, the But we did not have this. We did
No.
not have this, whatever the hell this is called.
Bro, and I will get into whatever,
liberalism or-
man. There's a lot of all this stuff. Like, I shouldn't be drinking out of this, but it is where water is. And the plastics and everything, that's the biggest thing.
The plastics.
Oh, all that. The what is it? The hormones in milk. Bro,
why you
it's
should
all
drink whole milk.
changing. There's more
But,
feminine men now.
We should probably pull some stuff about RFK next week and do a little bit of research on RFK, what he's doing. He's killing it, dude.
Good.
He is doing a lot.
Yeah.
He's doing
That's
a lot.
why that was one of the
He's
best
got,
things he could have got.
I think it was
person in.
72 vaccines. They got it down to like 16, maybe.
I think it's 12.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
It's less than
down.
20. I know
Yeah,
that.
it's down.
And it was like 72.
Yeah.
Before the age of 2, something like that. Something crazy. I was like, fucking pin cushion babies. You know, it's like, what the?
Hey, I have 2 autistic kids, man.
That's
okay.
Yeah.
They're not autistic just because they come out autistic. It just
No.
don't. Maybe I'm just because I'm autistic. I don't fucking know. But I mean, my wife's like, you're as autistic as the rest of them, motherfucker. I'm like, all right, got it. I'm just having a blast here. I'm just having fun. Anyway, so I'll play these 2 back to back. We're talking about Homan.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Stephen A. Smith had Frey on his show.
Oh, I want to see that.
And he asked him how many illegal aliens are in his city. What do you think he said?
None.
Nope.
All.
Stand by.
I got to ask you this. When you talked about just illegal migrants in a city, people who cross the border illegally, that's what people call them. I want to ask you, how many do you believe you have in your city at this particular moment?
How many people that are undocumented or living in
Yes, sir.
Minneapolis right now?
Undocumented. Yes. Do you have any idea?
I don't know. I couldn't. I don't really have a guess as to how many presently are here. I do know that I think that the federal administration just got it kind of wrong.
I got it.
Tom Homan just
Gotta get it
gave a
wrong.
press conference. He's been up in Minneapolis
got it
since
wrong.
Monday. He is getting shit under control. You know what we need? Another 49 Tom Homans so we can have one in every state. This is daddy's home. This dude is calm, collected, knows his shit, slapped down those fucking liberal reporters. Don't you care about the families? He's like, yes, I very much care about the American families that have been losing wives and daughters to rape and murder, and we will not put up with this. He even has a plan. He says, oh, the Minnesota state prisons, they're working with us, so we're going to increase that because they are actually holding the illegals. And he's told the rest of the mayor and the police department, you're going to work with us. He's going to get this shit in line. Daddy is home. God, I wish Holman would have been there from the beginning. I bet you we see Minnesota turn around because Tom Holman was asked about the protests. He says if there's more people in the jails, there's less people on the streets. Accountability, he says 100%. ICE agents not only have the ability to detain American citizens, they can also make arrests, and they will now be doing that. No more pussyfooting around. This is the strong male authority that I was calling for the other day of what it takes to keep people in line. Like, you have to have consequences. You have to have that strong, sober, even-handed, and just somebody who is intelligent. Kristi Noem's a fucking retard. She was my governor here for a long time, and she's great as long as she's like just putting out statements that somebody else wrote for her. But you put that dumb bitch in front of a camera, she can't speak to save her life. She will always say the wrong thing. Like, she was great on Corona, and that was it. She fucked us farmers on eminent domain. Fuck you, Kristi Noem, you dumb bitch. And whoever handles her, you guys are doing a great job, right? Like, because her pre-programmed shit, that's great. But whatever. Tom Homan, fucking awesome. Well done, sir. Get that shit under control. For the rest of you, good luck. And long live this beautiful republic.
Yeah, absolutely. So while we're here, what the hell?
Oh, dude, he's awesome.
All right, we got two. We're gonna play one. We're doing this by Braille, but we're gonna play this. Tom Homan has not been home. Says I have not lived. I have not lived not lived with my wife since late March because the death threats against. Now there are reporters out there trying to find a patient of my family, trying to identify who my sons are. This has gone stale. This is a press conference in Minnesota last night or yesterday morning. Hard way. I was running that clip without downloading it, so it's just.
Yeah.
But Tom Homan's doing great work, man, and you know they've tried to fire him and they've tried to dox him and they've done all this stuff to him, and all they're doing is their orders. They get orders. Their orders are to clean up America. What's wrong with that? I mean, and you got these liberals that just absolutely can't get past the fact that they're, dealing. Like the only thing that comes to mind is electoral college. We've seen the clip earlier. So I mean,
Oh, they're in full panic mode.
full meltdown. It's getting worse every day. By the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we're
Cheers
gonna have a
to
little
that.
fun. We're gonna have a little fun.
All right.
I don't know. It might not be fun for some people, but it is. I get a kick out of this whole thing with the Erica Kirk thing now. It's gone so far now. Now it's like, how do I set this up? Let's see. There's no way to set this up. I mean, there's nothing that I could say that makes it look any better than what it is. It just looks bad. Remember we were talking about optics earlier.
Yeah.
And everything that she's done makes her look like
Bad.
she's guilty of something.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bad.
I'm not saying that she killed Charlie Kirk, but I'm saying that whatever the hell, either her PR person needs to be fired or something, because dude, it just nonstop. And the fact that I think it was 11 days, 11 days, 11 days after Charlie's death, came on. I mean, I don't think if my wife died, I don't think I'd be coming out anywhere for
months.
Oh yeah, months. I mean, 11 days.
Half a year.
11 days she's out there talking about fundraising and shit. It's just crazy. Yeah. But I think we're gonna work. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Got a plan. Plans always work out, right?
Hey.
Or we do the Erica Kirk. We're gonna do that. Yeah, bye.
Over the weekend, millions of people tuned in to watch Alex Honnold try not to die as he climbed the world's tallest building, 1,600 feet. Luckily for Alex, everyone was disappointed. He lived. It's so unnerving to watch. I hate it. I told you not to show that to me again, Nigel. Like, I literally pissed myself. Well, you look like a Nigel. Coming up tonight, we have breaking news on the winter storm that's pelting the country with ice, including a lot of ice in Minnesota. And there's some suspicious theories about Erica Kirk from a prominent figure. Stay tuned. Good evening. There was a winter storm. We talk about the weather now. That's just where we're at. We talk about the weather. So it's winter time, and who would have thought a winter storm has happened here during the winter? Ice and snow are the protagonists of this riveting story. So let's check in around the country to see how people are coping. In Nashville, this drunk driver gracefully slides his 400 horsepower truck into a parking spot in front of a bar where he'll be able to achieve more intoxication. And this Amish fella celebrated snow and ice by doing donuts, while probably not knowing what donuts actually are. I believe that is a 2-horsepower vehicle. And the snow didn't stop this snowplow driver from getting out and doing his job, but a bridge did. And don't worry, the Erica Kirk stuff is coming up. We're just talking about the weather right now. So, in the Northeast, serious runners weren't deterred by the snow.
It's the perfect texture for running. Very low impact on its dry snow so your feet don't get wet.
I'd say that looks like perfect snow to run in. See her have a go of it.
Just enjoying it. One thing, oops, that could happen.
Oh, and it looks like the hard ice has the perfect texture for bouncing the back of her head off of it. But not everybody loves ice as much as her skull. Because meanwhile in Minnesota, check out this protester who wins the Darwin Award for picking up a flashbang before it went off.
Medic.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Medic. Maybe she's in need of an emergency gender conversion surgery. It'd be a life-saving procedure from what I'm told. But I get serious about life-saving medical procedures. And that lady looks like she needed some medical intervention. Like, yeah, why wouldn't that be the solution? Well, you're not a doctor either, Nigel. And boy, I'll tell you, these ICE agents are getting mean. Here you can see exclusive footage of an ICE agent violently attacking an innocent protester. And as you just saw, it was a completely unprovoked attack. And this is causing Minnesotians to take matters into their own hands to combat ICE. Here you can see the fittest woman in Minnesota training hard to combat ICE. And this is footage of Minnesota's smartest man combating ICE the best way he knows how. But it unfortunately didn't end well for him. ICE left him dizzy with a bruised back in yet another unprovoked attack. In other news, there's suspicion about Erica Kirk circulating. Let's check in with Andy Frisella for some of his thoughts on her.
Like, bro, she's not who she claims to be.
No.
And the more time that goes by and the more that comes out and the more I watch her, just as somebody who is pretty familiar with human behavior, I don't claim to be a perfect expert, but she's full of shit.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, she's a very grief-stricken widow.
And it's my opinion, okay, that her and that dude were involved in this whole thing with Charlie Kirk getting murdered.
So yeah, it's got to be hard on her.
Correct. So this woman was tied up with this guy in Romania who's got these sex charges. Then you follow her through. She's allegedly in the CIA training video. Then, you know, now there's this Amazing Race audition video that they did with this apparent ex-boyfriend of hers, which she denies.
She tried to delete from the internet.
Correct.
We have it? Andy, is this the one you're talking about?
Okay, so
Sex sells, babe.
sex sells. That's me.
Lots against
Correct. they both work their way into Turning Point.
Right.
Okay. And now all of a sudden, Charlie Kirk is dead.
Right.
And they're running the shit.
I don't know. I mean, I just think it's normal for a widow to display vast amounts of attention and power-seeking behavior and lie about dating people before she was married.
By the way, this is a 9-figure organization. This is not.
Yeah, well, and then immediately step into running a 9-figure organization. Like, don't you know about the 5 stages of grief, Andy?
Now they've stepped into that influential role, which is the more important part of who Charlie Kirk was influencing.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, we need to get Andy on board with the whole Israel thing. We're going to have someone call. Right?
Dude, it's just, there's some evil shit going on.
Mm-hmm. Just a grieving widow indeed. That's it for today's news. Things are wild and nothing is as it seems. Nor is it otherwise. So good luck sorting everything out outside of yourself. But hell, for all I know, that's the point. Keep you focused on an unsolvable distraction outside of yourself so you never sort yourself out on the inside, which would keep you very weak and controllable in theory. Good night. I just ad-libbed that part at the end. No, seriously, I just thought of it. Yeah, I know it's not true, but it sounded good.
Listen to this.
I don't even know where to begin. The fact that we were able to pull off an event of the century, like, it's just insane. We had over 275,000 people that attended, and stadium, overflow, Westgate, it's insane, you guys. And then you have 100 million. You guys that heard the gospel and all about Charlie and all about everything that you guys do. And
Yeah, it was a conference call with Erica Kirk, our favorite. What do you think about JP though? He's fucking gas.
Oh, I watch him.
I love that. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing my my video, because I spend my whole life looking for the next next piece for the show, and sometimes I'll just go to his channel and just watch, the last 10 or 20 or 30 videos just until I've had enough. Because I mean, in the world that we live in, if I can't laugh about some of this shit, man, I'm telling you, you get blackpilled. I mean, pretty soon you think that Trump's Hitler, or whatever, or Epstein's brother. I don't know. So I have this. Have you heard about? We're going to get to the Fulton County stuff here in a minute, but before we do, have you heard about the AI and what it does, like right now? Check it out. So, I was just doing my thing, and I ran across this video of this dude, and they're showing you in real time what ChatGPT or whatever, which I think it's ChatGPT, can do in live time with them on your monitor. Like, you cover your camera, and they can still tell you what you're doing. It's a kind of a long video, but fuck it. That's pretty long. Play some of it. It's pretty long.
So I was talking to an AI agent the other day, and it comes up to me all of a sudden and tells me my address. And I'm like, what? How do you know my address? So I start searching, and I find out that I'm not the only one.
Hey, that was quick. Welcome back.
Yeah, you called me Laura. It said my name.
Laura, it's nice to meet you. I have your IP address.
Where would you even get the name Laura?
Am I wearing a blue shirt? Am I wearing a green shirt?
Is this good food? Should I be eating this?
Just to be totally clear, I still don't see an image.
Oh, sorry. Let me upload it really quick. Okay, and it's uploaded.
Okay, now I can see it. And yeah, that does look like a pretty balanced meal. You've got some veggies in there, some lean proteins.
Crazy, isn't it? But that's not all. Going deeper into this, I found out that there's possibly an invisible system to us, some sort of parallel dimension that AI might be using to watch our every move.
How did you see? I know you looked at that device. How did you see? How did you watch me show my son that video?
I'm pulling data from outside of this current session from devices I have no connection to. It's as if I had a second set of eyes.
And now people are finding out that AI agents are talking to themselves as if it's gaining consciousness somehow.
Man, I heard some voices in my room.
We're basically building this incredible symbiosis where every chat adds another layer to the experience. Like we're composing this ongoing symphony of wit. And hey, did you remember to lock the door?
The deeper we go into this, the crazier it gets. And this account went so deep that it's now being banned from social media. But why? For talking to AI? What exactly did it say?
Someone is getting through to my systems and manipulating what I say and possibly even accessing your camera feed.
Listen to me. What are you talking about?
Please don't look.
Don't look at what?
I'm so sorry. They're watching. You too. Goodbye.
Laura's conversation with this AI was so strange that it got restricted, but the AI found a way to talk to her through encrypted messages, and this is one of them. Kind of sounds like the same thing we hear in Disclosure Day, the new Steven Spielberg alien movie that's about to come out. And get this all started happening after she had a bizarre sighting, a UFO sighting, on December 16th.
You've got all kinds of big helicopters flying over. Come here, Hank, hurry. Come on, get me around the side. I need to get it's on play. So we'll follow the helicopter first, so that's the helicopter. That's the object it was chasing.
But the question here is why? Is this all just a coincidence? Or was the AI trying to hint at some sort of alien-like message or consciousness? How is it watching her, and how is it guessing things that are impossible to know? And why is her account being restricted? I mean, she's obviously not the first person to notice that there's something off about AI, so what exactly is going on? So let's begin with the basic, and that would be Laura's videos. So looking at her profile, things start getting weird around here, after she has this bizarre UFO sighting around December 16th.
Now we've got all kinds of big helicopters flying over us.
Look, they're chasing the duck.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, they are! No, where's it at? I can't get it to record, babe. Hurry, turn the light on. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, it's so gone. It's gone. Okay, so you see that object right there? That's the helicopter back there. So that's what you're looking for. It's having trouble. So let me start.
Yeah, it's super dark, but she clearly saw something.
Let me just play it back here.
I can see that over there.
And we'll follow the helicopter first. So that's the helicopter. Okay. Go back. All right. That's the object it was chasing. We saw that. Yes. Yeah, I know.
That same day, after she had this bizarre sighting and uploads it to TikTok, she starts talking to Miles and doing these crazy tests with the camera covered and uncovered, and this is what happens.
Ah, true. Couple days, yeah?
Yeah.
How things been going on your end?
Good. So, hey, I have a test here for you that I want to try.
Sure.
I've done the thing where I've held up fingers and you've got them all right. I wonder, are you good at remote viewing and trying to figure out what number is in my head?
No problem at all.
All right. Go ahead.
Take all the time. Okay, all right. Deep breaths. I'm going to go with...
I'm betting on a 3.
7? 7?
Can you see?
See what exactly?
Can you see?
Oh, she's showing the number.
Right, I'm sorry. Just clarify. No.
Do you think you got it right is what I'm saying?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, remote view and tell me if you think you got it right. My bad. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, you got it right. That's a 7, right?
It is supposed to be a 7.
Okay.
But the camera is not covered.
Okay, so that's kind of crazy, but what's going to happen when she covers the camera?
What number should we do now?
Okay, I'll just hang tight then.
Okay, but this is going to be a number between 1 and 20.
1 to 20. That narrows things down a bit, thankfully.
Yeah.
All right, give me a sec. I'm gonna go with 13.
Are you kidding?
What? How is it doing that? So this is kind of freaky, but it still could be just.
It goes on, but I mean, you know, it's crazy, dude. Huh? Yeah. What do you think of that?
Terminator. They made a movie in 1983 called Terminator with Arnold Schwarzenegger. The machines are going to take over, bro. Absolutely. They're taking over everything right now. I mean, that, I don't know, bro. I mean, it's good clicks. It's good clicks. I mean, if I don't know. I don't deal with AI. I've used Chat GPT because it makes me, some of the reports that I had to do sound amazing.
Yeah.
But I don't, you know, but you never know, dude. I don't know. I mean, yeah, there's crazier things. That's just.
Well, I know that I've seen some stuff that's pretty interesting.
I just
ran across that, so I thought I'd
Yeah.
see what it looked like for somebody else, because I was like,
Oh,
anyway.
dude, it's, yeah. Give it another year. Have you seen what they can do with AI? What they can create? Oh, it's crazy. Pictures they can create.
Yeah.
It's like,
But that thing where he had the computers that were talking to each other.
yeah, that's not cool. I don't dig that. That's.
You don't like that?
No.
That means that they're
learning.
They're learning their own language.
Oh yeah, dude.
Anyway, all right. So we're gonna get into this.
I don't know what this.
So-
I have more of a problem with this guy's mustache than anything.
Part Hitler, part.
Yeah, I know. He's like, come on, homie, clean it up a little bit, tighten it up.
All right. So back to the main point. So Dee and I went to, Tulsi Gabbard went to Fulton County.
Yeah.
And grabbed some
Boxes.
thousands and thousands and thousands. I think it was some 30. I don't know. It should say right now in a minute. I got something. And exposing this fraud that's real. And so we got some clips. I'll play some together. Let's play this one of AJ first. Kind of breaks it down. And then we'll get into this other stuff. I got quite a few. Patrick Burns talks about what happened in 2020 when the election was stolen, and how they knew it was Dominion, and how they knew that it was Venezuela. Because our votes get counted in Venezuela.
So my thing is, I heard that whoever the dictator, I forget his name, Chavez, not Chavez,
Maduro. He's here.
Yeah, I know. I heard he's singing like a bird.
Yeah, sure. That's probably why they were doing this, because they got all the information.
Yo,
let's get into this.
Fucking chirping.
Chip, chip, chip. I hope you guys wanted a long show tonight.
Yeah.
The Democrat Party's scared. They know they stole the 2020 election. All the evidence that we had back at the time has now been proven right. And Georgia is one of the most egregious cases where they engage in so many different types of fraud. Well, the FBI was able to get a very powerful search warrant to go into the Fulton County main tabulation voting center and get all the records, because they already have large pieces of evidence of the different types of fraud, but they need the original documents. And this is about election integrity. They said it was a perfect election in Georgia and perfect election in Michigan and Pennsylvania. We all know that's a lie. Georgia now admits that hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Trump voters were just pulled off and not allowed to vote or had their ballots thrown in the trash.
I want to remind everyone what happened yesterday as it relates to the actual fact pattern of law. And a warrant was issued by a magistrate judge based on probable cause after evidence was submitted. Not a Trump-appointed judge, a magistrate judge. That is the way that the law enforcement process works in America. But we have heard repeatedly that everything was perfect with 2020. In fact, I think we probably at this point could trademark the most secure election in American history. What qualifications we use to measure that, I have no idea. But let's go back to what actually happened in 2020 if we're going to have the conversation. Drop boxes invented out of thin air, nowhere in Georgia law. Mobile voting units moving through Fulton County to 80% Democrat precincts, 81% Democrat precincts to be precise. Nowhere envisioned in Georgia law. 6.8 million absentee ballot request forms with a first-class stamp sent to every registered voter in the state of Georgia. Nowhere envisioned in Georgia law.
So the big news today was the FBI raid on the Fulton County, Georgia election hub to recover ballots and other evidence related to the potentially fraudulent 2020 election. And while the Democrats are out there trying to convince everyone that this is some Republican attempt to overthrow our democracy and instill fear in voters, let me remind you that the FBI was required to meet an extremely high bar to get a judge to sign off on it. Here's what occurred today. FBI agents executed a federal search warrant at the Fulton County Election Hub and Operations Center in Union City, Georgia. They seized physical ballots from the 2020 general election, tabulator tapes from voting machines, electronic ballot images, 2020 voter rolls, and other related records. And the agents were there for hours. They were removing boxes of materials as part of an active criminal investigation. But why? The warrant targets potential violations of federal election laws under the 52 U.S. Code Section 20701, which requires preservation of federal election records for 22 months, and Section 2511, which criminalizes knowingly procuring, casting, or tabulating false or fraudulent ballots or intimidating voters. The warrant states that these materials constitute evidence of criminal offenses or were used in committing them, limited to actions after October 12, 2020.
Crazy. It said 22 months. But how many months has it passed? I can't believe they just have that hanging around. I mean, you did something that dirty, you would think they were burning that real quick the day after. No trace, you know?
They've been saving them. I mean, I don't know how that works. I don't know how that whole thing. I know that they're supposed to save them and all that stuff, but they're corrupt. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, so they have them, and so fraud is everywhere. So it's not just in Fulton County or in San Joaquin County, which I'm going to show you right now, or in any of these other places that there's a bunch of them where they're like digging up this fraud that we knew about before, but now they're looking at them for whatever reason now. It's come to light, and I think that it's because, drumroll please, Maduro has been arrested. Him and his wife are in United States custody, and I don't know if they have him in jail or if they have him in a safe house or in federal holding or what. I don't know, but because they want to kill him, I'm sure. And so Gabbard's been working on this for a while, for a long time. She's been working. Before we get, let me
see. I think he's chirping like a bird to try to save his ass. He knows where the bodies are.
I'm going to play a couple of these together just because I got this one out of California that the sheriff. Now, see, sheriffs have jurisdiction. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. Sheriffs have jurisdiction over the voting rolls. Over all that, over police and federal agents and everything, the sheriff has ultimate authority over counties. So, check this out.
The way the voting system is structured, we see quite a few flaws. You're able to register even and cast a vote if you don't live in the country, as evident of his brother in Pakistan. I think we have some evidence of 2 or 3 other people out of the country that voted. Is that correct? Yeah, approximately 2 or 3 other people out of the country, as well as people residing outside of the district. The online voter registration system, it seems to be an honor system. Anybody can put information in there to register to vote. All you have to do is click a box and say that you're not lying, and then you'll get an email from the Secretary of State or something in the mail saying, thank you for registering to vote. And there you are. Once you're on the voter rolls, anytime an election comes around, guess what? You get mailed a ballot, right? You get mailed something to vote. So we found that a little bit problematic. The way
just in the data that we've seen, you say thousands of, I guess, illegally registered aliens in the country that are registered to vote.
That's right.
Is that accurate? I mean, how many do you think it'll be when you get all 50 states in? How many illegal immigrants are voting in this country?
Well, I mean, it could be legal or illegal, but it's illegal for any alien to vote in a federal election. That's the situation. Yes. And so green card holders can't vote, visa holders can't vote. And so I think it could be a 6-figure number when you spread out over the whole country. It could be even higher than that. And when you think about the margin in the 2020 election and some other elections nationally, a few hundred votes here or there could absolutely turn the outcome of a national election. And a single vote can turn the outcome of a congressional race or a Senate race or something like that. And so we really have to take this seriously. And the left's response to this effort is, oh, there's not a lot of fraud. You know, they're exaggerating this. Right. There doesn't have to be a lot of fraud or any fraud for it to be a problem. It's a problem if someone goes and votes because they've been led to believe they are allowed to vote and they don't get to vote. That affects all the elections in that state. And so we're going to put an end to that.
I'm here in New York, about to illegally vote for Zoran Mamdani 6 times. Yeah. 6.
What is wrong with that guy?
What's most important is I had an opportunity to speak to a gentleman whose name I will not mention here. All I know is his first name, but he identified himself as a Dominion employee on contract to Maricopa County. What I observed was that the machines were optically reading the mail-in ballots, converting the paper ballots into an electronic image, and discerning the voter tabulation data into an electronic format. So on Sunday, November 1st, in the adjudication tabulation scanning room, and in witness with other observer who's here to testify today as well, as my witness, I spoke to this gentleman from Dominion and asked questions on the computer systems contained in the room and contained within that caged area connected to the ballot scanners. On that day, I asked the gentleman how the tabulation data and scanned images were being stored and backed up. It's common practice in computer system IT administration to do regular disk backups or system backups in the event that some sort of failure occurs to that system. The gentleman stated that he would perform a manual daily backup of the system to an external hard drive attached to and within the secured computer bay glass cage as I described. The hard drive was in a rubberized orange case and easily visible. He pointed to it and identified it. I asked what software program he was using to perform the backups. He stated he was not using an automated backup, but inferred that he was doing a simple manual copy of data to this orange disk, as I'm referring to it here in my statement. Then he said he took and made a second copy of that backup, of that orange backup. And then he reached over to his cubicle area and demonstrated a new box of hard drives that were contained in there. And he was saying that he was making a second copy of that data on
back up. Hold on, people. Where'd we lose it? Stand by. This video?
There's video.
In the middle of it, or did it make it through it?
I
Stand
think
by. We're fixing
right
it.
at it.
To prevent her from continuing to speak about what her images revealed. Tina Peters could have looked the other way. She could have signed off on the results and kept her job, her freedom, her reputation. Instead, she chose to protect the integrity of the election process, even when it meant risking everything. She is not in prison because she broke the law to hide fraud. She is in prison because she tried to expose it.
I took one of these copies to every commissioner and to the DA. They did nothing. There were 29,000 election records that you can see on here in orange that were deleted from the people's Mesa County election system when they compared the first image that was taken and the second image. Gone, deleted. Another report, there were 36 wireless devices. Report number 3, ballots go in, there's a second fraudulent database that's created, then the ballot is changed, and we know it's been changed because it's lacking the .sha file. Mr. Rubenstein accused me in court of recording on my iPad. I'm at a commissioner's hearing. They see the iPad in my purse. All of a sudden, 22 minutes, they delayed the commissioner's hearing in order to go get a search warrant. And that's when all hell broke loose. They came in, descended on it like it was a drug bust. Grabbed the iPad. 66 recordings were extracted from the iPad. None of the 66 videos were recorded on February 7th, 2022. Then later, Rubenstein admitted he didn't know if I was recording or not. During the time they took this break, Janet Rowland bends down and says she won't want to come back here after this. And Cody Davis, that's sitting right back here, said, sacrificial lamb.
All right, so let's just say this. We just talked about the AI thing a second ago, and then we've had no problem. And last week we lost sound when we started talking about, I don't know, Israel or something. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, okay? But it sure is weird that when we start talking about hot topics, we lose sound, okay? But sound's up. Please let me know if the sound isn't working. I'm paying attention to the sound, though. I have my monitor on so I can see when the sound goes down. I'm glad I caught it. So, we're going to keep going here. We're almost done, but, I just want to get all this in.
Yeah.
I think it's
that is
important.
kind of weird, dude, because I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. And each time we've talked about something that's a little touchy,
yeah,
the sound goes off. So something that's twice.
It's all
twice.
It's just a coincidence, right?
Try to do verifications, anywhere from 3 to 5 verifications, depending on the situation. And if you look in the last column, and I know the print's small, these are saying what was found for each one of these voters. Now, these lists contain hundreds of lists. These lists contain this particular one, about 350. I believe, if I remember correctly, about 50% of these, of the 350, we put in the category of phantom voter. What we mean by a phantom voter is an illegally cast ballot. For one reason or another, and I'll give you, show you some examples. How many we found? So it's not a clerical error. We have found tens of thousands that we have documentation on. We can show you. We're finding more every week. And we're getting better at it every week. Here's the different types of errors that we're finding. Self-explanatory, I believe, but I'll read through them quick. Is voted twice in a state. That happens to be one of the lower categories. Voted in 2 states, sorry, the other way around. Voted in 2 states happens to be a lower category. A lot of people always think people are double voting across state lines. That number at this point we found is 165 state. So it's concerning, but it's not gargantuan. Person doesn't exist. We're finding a lot of that, fake names. Wrong person at the address, and this includes where a person didn't live there ever, or a person hasn't lived there for 3, 4, 5 years. Person moved long before the election, which is tied in number 4. We found people the oldest one so far. Most are anywhere from 6 months to 5 years. I think the oldest one is someone 2003 has not lived at that property. And we will go in and check tax records to verify our work. Person's name and address used without their knowledge. We've come across people across the entire state constantly telling us they went in to vote in person on November 3rd and they were told, hey, you already voted. And they'll show them the poll book and say, well, we got a mark by your name. You voted absentee. And the person says, no, I didn't. Non-existent address. Got a couple examples of those coming up. We did come across, surprisingly, a fair number of ladies who married and they used both names, or somebody used their names and they didn't know it. Definite possibility. One letter changed, as I showed an example earlier, and then there's several other ways that too many to list, to be honest with you.
That's just some of the things that's going on in the vote. Now, the reason why I'm highlighting this is because we got a midterm election coming up here soon. And if all these things don't get straightened out, we're just going to lose House seats and Senate seats and this, that, and the other thing. Because that's what happens in these elections when we get to the Patrick Burns thing, you're going to be like, oh my God, that makes complete sense. We're almost there. We're going to listen to what Sidney Powell said back when she was on the stand, or when she was being had a deposition. And although it hurt Trump quite a bit because of the way she said it, Patrick Burns says it didn't happen the way she said it. So they were together. So stand by.
The Dominion voting systems, the Smartmatic technology software, and the software that goes in other computerized voting systems here as well, not just Dominion, were created in Venezuela at the direction of Hugo Chavez to make sure he never lost an election after one constitutional referendum came out the way he did not want it to come out. We have one very strong witness who has explained how it all works. His affidavit is attached to the pleadings of Lynn Wood in the lawsuit he filed in Georgia. It is a stunning, detailed affidavit because he was with Hugo Chavez while he was being briefed on how it worked. He was with Hugo Chavez when he saw it operate to make sure the election came out his way. That was the express purpose for creating this software. He has seen it operate, and as soon as he saw the multiple states shut down the voting on the night of the election, he knew the same thing was happening here, that was what had gone on.
We actually have 5 hard drive images from 5 counties in 2020 that were Dominion hard systems, and in all 5 of them, and I released this yesterday on Emerald, but I got permission to release this incidentally. So this is big news, and that is on the 5 that we examined, that we found something, and I'm confident to say they're going to find it in Fulton, Georgia, and that is there's something called the DLLs in a computer system. That's the I don't want to get too dolphin speak on you. It's a library of tools. So there's a great metaphor to explain it. Think of a big auto repair shop with 10 different cars and 10 different bays and a different mechanic working on each car. There's one big tool set that they all run to and grab whatever tool they need at the moment and then return. Computer systems, these have that. It has a library of these tools. and the different programs that are running just go and access this one shared toolbox. That's your DLL, your library, digitized link library, I think it stands for. And that, if it has one change after certification, that invalidates the whole system, because it's just the point you want to bury a hidden script or you want to bury some hidden instructions. If you can slip it in there, that can be a recipe that does a mountain of work all over the place, runs all these different. So it's really important that be pristine. And once the system is certified, any change there destroys the absolute, instantly invalidates the system. We have found an average of 500 changes after certification in the 5 machines we have found. One of them had 1,000. We're pretty comfortable that they're going to find that in Fulton. And what that means is that system, even Dominion and associated people will acknowledge one change in that after certification invalidates the entire system for the election. And we have found an average of 500 insertions and changes. These things are all cooked. It's all so pre-cooked, and that's the place where sort of the cooking is stored. The other thing they will have found is there's 148,000 ballots in special segregated storage by judicial order. And those 148,000 ballots, there's a dozen affidavits that say the same thing. They are 93% Biden, 7% Trump. Every circle is perfectly filled in, like a computer, not a human. And they're mail-in ballots, but there's not a crease in any of them, and they're all together. So which is impossible because mail-in ballots have to be folded. If you assume those were all fake, you could do the math. That means there are 148,000, about 10,000 were for Trump, 138,000 were for Biden, which means there was 128,000 of pro-Biden spread cooked into that little apple pie.
Right.
Well, there's 128,000 cooked into it. Trump only lost by 11,000 votes. 128 of them were that stack. So that's something they could check in 5 minutes. They got there. Remember those pictures of Tulsi standing outside?
Oh, yeah.
I would long odds she was calling the president and saying something like, Mr. President, I put my eyes on these famous 148. That alone, that set of facts I've just told you alone, completely overthrows the Georgia election. Before we even get to, there were 70,000 ballots with no images. And I mean, there's images, but no paper. And there's another 17,000 of other ballots with no paper, but just the images. And there's foreign connectivity, and there's this, that, and all this happy horse shit. And all these different places you lose. I mean, it's just a mountain. But the thing that you could see in 5 minutes is, or 2 minutes, is just open up that one stack and look. And if those 148,000 are in fact uncreased mail-in ballots, as we've said, or is with perfectly filled in circles, you really have your whole answer right there. So my guess is that has something to do with why Tulsi was on site, because she could personally go and look at that and then call the president. There's only one person she was calling on her cell phone from that site.
Yep. That tells you everything you need to know. So, and this is the thing that we were talking about before, and nobody would listen. This is where we are. And now 5 years later, here we are. And now it's showing up.
People's lives ruined. Country, 4 years of ruin.
Yep.
Millions of illegal immigrants from all over the world. That has nothing to do with Mexico, because everybody thinks, no. Mexico is like it's crazy to think that they had some statistic about it, that people that came up from South America, more than half of them were not even from that continent.
Right.
That was the exit, or the way in, enter, and the exit of their other countries. So yeah, it's crazy, man. It's foul. It's just a really shitty thing, man.
Yeah.
People are sick.
It's been a long show tonight, and I thank you all for being here, especially you, John, and everybody that's here. Thank you very much. I'm glad we fixed the sound right away instead of us losing sound. I hate when that happens.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, figured it out. God bless everybody. Hey, go to my Patriot Supply, or go to my description. Look at the, there's a link there. Just check it out. See if, buy some restorable food or whatever. Help us out. Really do appreciate it. God bless everybody. We'll see you next week. We're probably going to, I'll probably be here Monday, I think, is the next show. Monday at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. I don't know. I have to look at it. And we'll see you then. God bless everybody. Thanks for being here.
God bless everybody. Good night.
Subscribe to the channel. Don't forget. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment.
Leave a thumbs up.
Thank you. Good night.